okay, getting the first pick. Get 3, Pyro, get 3 with the
Wade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Let's drop the beat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Beat Drop, where we are at a solemn occasion, folks. This will be the last Beat Drop of Season 6. I know. Y'all want to see more, but the season's over at this point. Y'all just came from the All-Stars match, and there's nothing more to show you except for our amazing Discord end-of-season award winners. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Yo.
What's up?
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good job, everybody. All right. So we're going to have some fun tonight. I know you've already seen the last couple, but these are the last folks to get in here and get to know a little bit about them, you know, where they came from, how they got here, and, you know, all the thises and that's and wheres and whys along the way. So we're going to go ahead and just start with our introductions for the evening. Starting at the top and working our way down. Introductions tonight are your name, your team, and your favorite spray. And we're going to start off with the Discord tier Best Coach Award winner.
Hello, I'm Natter. I do guest coaching for Team Ragnarok. What else did you want?
And your favorite spray.
Favorite spray? Big SF Shock fan, so the SF Shock spray.
Nice. All right, next we have our Discord tier Flex Support Award winner.
Hi, I'm Dwayne. I play for SEAL Team Spuds, and my favorite spray is probably the Titan spray because you can like spray it on top of like other sprays, and it looks kind of weird.
Nice.
And I used to be a Titans fan.
Used to be a Titans fan. Oh no.
Yeah, they're really bad now. So I'm probably going to bandwagon the Outlaws.
All right, yeah, the Outlaws kind of on lock this season seems to be, at least in the West. So it's either that or Chengdu in the East that everybody's kind of going for. So understandable. Hashtag D-Wang gang there, folks. All right, now we're going to move on to our Discord tier Hit Scan Player Award winner.
Hey, I'm Canvases, and I play for NYAA, and my favorite spray is the banana spray.
Bananas be good. Bananas be good. Next, we have one of our 2 Discord tier Most Improved Player Award winners.
I'm Lexi, and I played for Reminiscence, and my favorite spray is Anna's Z spray because it's just the perfect BM.
Nice. Very nice. I mean, you can't teabag, you got to get your point across some way, right? So, understandable. And next, we have our second Discord tier Most Improved Award winner.
Hey, everybody. My name is Your Teammate, or Teammate for short. I play Flex Support for SEAL Team Spuds along with Dwang, and my favorite spray would probably be Zenyatta's foot spray because it's him. It's literally just the foot kicking. You can spray it over something and it looks silly.
That's that actually sounds pretty amazing, not gonna lie. I'll have to look that one up. All right, next we have our Discord tier Main Support Award winner.
Hi, I'm Nanook. I'm the main support for Q for Quarantine, and I think my favorite spray has definitely got to be the Lego Mercy spray. It just looks way too
Ooh,
funny.
that's true. Those Lego sprays were really amazing. I'm hoping they get to do that again for some other characters. That'd be really neat.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have our Discord tier main tank award winner.
Hi, I'm TW. I play for NYAA. We're not your average academy. My favorite spray is probably the Good Fortune spray. I don't know. I just like the look of it. It kind of looks like a 6.
Okay. I can't say I'm familiar with that one, but I'll definitely look it up after we're done. I'll take your word for it. Looks nice. All right. Next, we have our Discord tier off tank award winner.
What's up? My name is OC, and I play off tank for Ragnarok. And yeah.
And your
And I'd
favorite
say my
spray?
favorite
Nope.
spray, yeah. My favorite spray would probably be the Diva Pixel.
Ooh, that is a good one. Those pixels are nice. Some of them impossible to get for some of us. All right. And last but certainly not least, we have our Discord tier projectile DPS award winner.
Hello, my name is Asdo. I play for Joey Esports, and favorite spray, gotta go to the best character in the game, the one with Brig, where she's got all the cats around her and she's petting them. Great spray, top tier.
Exactly. Top tier spray right there. And great enough. We don't have anyone missing tonight. Do want to give a shout out to our best non-staff contributor, Caden. She was going to join us last night for the Harmony tier recording, but had some pet mom stuff that she had to take care of. Was going to join us tonight, but Dallas Fuel be vibing right now and are chasing their way through. And as you know, she runs the Pugs group and whatnot, so they're all literally on fire right now for the Overwatch League stuff, and she's pretty beat. So lots of love to Caden there. Thank you so much as one fellow back to back to another, and all the great jobs, the great work that you do for our community. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road, starting at the top and working our way down, just like we did intros. Give us your history in gaming. What did you get started on? Was it console? Was it PC? Are you a boomer like me and got started on like Pong or something that nobody knows about anymore? And then kind of what was your evolution over the years? How did you find yourself getting to Overwatch? And then eventually, how did you find yourself here in Tranquility? Starting with Natter.
Okay. Well, I come from like a RTS background, so I played Age of Empires actually for a really long time. Then I got into Overwatch because not my roommate, but someone who lived across the hall, like sort of like was like a big gamer, and he's like, you should try Overwatch when it first came out. So I started playing it. Was a player for a while. And then after that, eventually moved into coaching because my mechanics were just crap. So why not try coaching? So I did that, and then I sort of just climbed up, and then contenders, and then started doing some private coaching, and Tranquility is a really cool league, and and Ragnarok's a really cool team, wanted to have me, so yeah.
Well, we are so glad to have you, Natter. And just for folks at home to know, Natter is actually not the first paid coach we've had in Tranquility. Just an FYI there. I didn't know that either. So, big surprise there. I mean, if you want to put in the work and you know somebody's good at what they do, it's worth it. I feel it's worth it. All right. Dwang, how'd you get to be the chaotic support, butt-saving person that you are?
Well, when I think first started like gaming, I think I got my Xbox 360 when I was like, I don't know, probably like 12 or something. And that's when I was playing with a bunch of my friends. I think we played a bunch of Halo all the time. Um and then I first got into Overwatch like I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. My friends told me to get the game because we could play it together, and at first I honestly didn't really like it because it felt too chaotic, and I had no idea what was going on. So like I played it at first, and then I probably like stopped playing for like half a year or so, and then I decided to come back for some reason. I don't even know why. Um, and yeah, ever since then I've learned to appreciate Overwatch because I just feel like it's a very unique game. So I've stuck to it and I've really enjoyed it. I joined my first team um I think a year ago. Um and I just found a looking for team post in the Elo Hell Discord. And we ended up joining Trank at the end of season 5. We were called Courage and we joined in Harmony tier. And then after season 5 ended, I joined SEAL Team Spuds in Discord for season 6 and that's where I am now.
I just realized I didn't unmute myself. All right, so good. That's absolutely amazing there, Dwayne. How about you, Canlises? How'd you find yourself here in the gaming sphere?
So, I first started off playing on like the Nintendo DSi and like the Wii at my cousin's house. And I remember like every time we'd go out on like a family trip or something, and we'd like stay overnight at a hotel. At night before we all went to bed for the next day, we would just all get in the same room and like basically play on the Nintendo DSi's together, like Mario Kart or whatever. Um, I never like I got into PC gaming because I went to like his house one time and he told me there was this really cool game I should try and it was called Team Fortress 2. And so I played that for a long time and then I decided to play some CS:GO and I played like 1,000 hours of that game before one day I went to his house again and he had an Overwatch account but he didn't really play much. And so he told me I could try it out if I wanted to on his PC. Funny story, I didn't know what was going on, but I wanted like a character that I could actually play, and so I started off playing the game as a Mercy player, and then I decided to be a Genji one trick, and I was like gold, and that's when I joined NYAA. And then yeah, I was really bad, and then our hit scan player left after one season, and so we found like another projectile player, but then we didn't have a hit scan. So like, yo, Can, do you want to play hit scan? And I'm like, sure, I'll try it out. And now we're here.
All right. Very nice. Lexi, you're up.
I started playing, I guess, video games on like floppy disks that they gave out at Taco Bell because I was a child at the time when they started doing that. And then
Floppy
I didn't.
disks.
Yes,
Really?
floppy disks.
Oh,
Well, okay,
wow.
you've got to realize I live in the land of like dial up and we didn't have decent internet here until like December. So,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, so then like I started Overwatch in college and then I joined Tranquility after meeting Jewish Missile, my boyfriend. He played for Illusion when that was a thing in like season 3, I think. And I joined Pantheon in season 5 and then moved up to Reminiscence in season 6. So,
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Your teammate. How about you?
So I started playing. I started with Pokemon actually on the DS,
Mm-hmm.
Generation 4. So I did that for a long time. I got into PC gaming with Team Fortress 2 around middle school, and I stuck with that for a while. I probably have like 1,500 hours in it or something.
Okay.
And I eventually transitioned to Overwatch in college, and I ended up really enjoying the game, but also really hated solo queuing. So I started looking into
Mm-hmm.
collegiate. So I tried starting a
Oh.
team with the campus gaming club, and that failed horribly.
Oof.
And then one of the guys in the club reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I saw you're interested in playing in a team environment for Overwatch. Want to join this team that's participating in this really small community called the Tranquility League?" So
The L word. No. No.
this is this was back in season 2 before the L word even became
Oh,
an
before the
issue.
L word became an issue. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give
I
you
was
that.
on the Omnic Turtles actually with Jewish Missile, Lexi. I was with Jewish Missile was on the team
Oh,
at like
great.
the very beginning before we moved on to the region, so consider
That's
that a
great.
degree of separation.
All right. How about that?
But yeah, I was on the Yelmic Turtles who finished at like the bottom of Trank Season 2, and eventually I transitioned to a team called DDoS, which was being
Ooh.
run by by Tranquility's own Thuggington. So I
Ooh, yeah.
stuck with that team for 2 seasons, and then eventually I moved over to Starchorg, where Yeti was like, "Hey, we're making a Discord tier team for the potatoes. You want in?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And I've been with the Starch fam ever since.
All right, that's pretty awesome. It's always interesting seeing how people get here. Some from the posts, some from people that they actually meet IRL that happen to know about the community. It really shows the reach that we have here. All right, Nanook.
Hey. So I grew up with 2 older siblings that were really into Nintendo, one of which being Meow, the Flex DPS on my team. And so I got a lot of those older systems like 64 and GameCube and stuff. I played a lot of those games like Paper Mario and shit. And then me and my brother, we got really into competitive Smash Bros. Around the Wii U one. And so we were going to tournaments a lot, doing pretty well. He got like top 10 in the state on the PR.
Wow.
I never really got that good. I was kind of mediocre, but it's still fun to go and like make friends and actually like do the opposite of what people think gamers are, which is go out and socialize and have like interactions with people.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would do that.
But then my brother got really into Overwatch for a bit, and I was like, oh shit, that looks kind of cool. Maybe I should get into it. And so we started playing, and I started out as a Symmetra one trick.
Hell yeah.
Still am, like at heart, I'm still a Symmetra one trick. And so I just like grinded her like crazy on my awful old PC that ran at like 30 frames.
All right.
But it was easy because she had auto lock, so I just
heck yeah.
run at people. But yeah, once she got the changes where you actually had to aim with her, it started going downhill. I started picking up Mercy.
Another person that you just have to lock onto, and that's it. All right.
Yeah. And so from there, I said, okay, maybe I'll try main support. So I started playing Mercy, Lucio, and just grinding, looking for boops, just the usual. And then, so me and my brother joined a team back in last year of May, Q for Quarantine. It was a little different. It was more of a plat team back then.
Okay.
With a few like team changes, we got to where we are now, and we joined Tranquility.
Awesome. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
All right. TW, how about you? How'd you get to where you are?
So, like all of the greatest players in the Overwatch League, I also started off as a Minecraft player. You know, like Dante and Kyle Smiles, you know, all the best DPS players. And so I came to Overwatch and I play main tank. But so I started playing Overwatch, and I don't know, something about my personality. I hate not being good. Like, I don't have a problem with being bad. I just, if I'm gonna do something, I might as well try to be the best. And so I joined a team a couple years ago, and we competed in Overwatch Tranquility. No, not Tranquility. Overwatch Pretenders.
Okay.
And then eventually, when that team fell apart, and our coach and me, we started Naya, and we've just been running around doing every single tournament we can with the teams.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you all here. Let's go ahead and move on to OC.
Yeah. So how I started is actually pretty interesting. Both of my parents were StarCraft nerds. So when I was only in like preschool, I had a computer, which is pretty uncommon, I'd say, at least for that age and that time, like back in, I don't know, 2008 or something. And I had my own like laptop to myself. And I started playing StarCraft in preschool, and I was awful. I mean, you can just imagine preschool me getting like crushed by a single Zerg AI while I'm trying to play Terran. I'm trying to get like nukes. Like, it's not working out. Okay. I was not very good. I am good now. I will say that it's a good game, StarCraft 1, but I sucked. So that's the first game I started out with. And after that, I did kind of go kind of the normal gamer route, I eventually learned about Minecraft, started playing it on a crappy laptop, the same one I played StarCraft 1 on. And, from there, I learned about more games and just continually kind of formed a group of friends. And eventually, I did get Overwatch from my parents on Christmas. I think it was like back in 2017. No, actually 2016, I think. And it was for Xbox. And after a week of playing the game on Xbox, I liked the game enough that I got it on PC. And I'd say like overall, I since I had no idea how to play any first-person shooter, I sucked. I mean, I played Minecraft and StarCraft 1. I played Mercy in support, like main support overall. And I eventually played main support for a few teams. After that, years and years passed. And I got frustrated with the role. So I ended up switching to off-tank because it felt like you're almost a support, but a tank, right? Your job is to enable the team. Your job is still kind of like what it would be for a Lucio or a Brig or a Mercy. It's just you're bigger, you do more damage, and you have more impact on the fight. That's what it's like DPS and support combined, but you're a big tank, and it's like all, and I love it. I love the role, and I really am happy about it because back when I was scrimming on main support, I never really enjoyed it, and that was kind of a sign that maybe I shouldn't be playing this role. And I am very, very happy with where I am now with my role.
Awesome. All right, Asdo, how about you? How'd you get started?
So I kind of got into gaming a bit later in my life, I guess. I grew up in competitive sports, so I played a lot of hockey and baseball when I was younger. Kind of as I got more and more years on, fell out of it, kind of found myself having less time, prepping to go to college, had a few injuries in my shoulder and my elbow. So kind of took a break from that, which kind of got me missing playing in a competitive environment. So I started taking gaming a bit more seriously. First game that I kind of started to have that approach with was Destiny on PS4. Ended up being in the unofficial top 500 for that. After about a year of that, my friend convinced me, hey, let's give Overwatch a shot. It's a new game, like Destiny's kind of stale, so we're like, all right, let's go for it. Absolutely loved the game, loved it to bits. I was a big Lucio one trick. Decided, okay, let's build a PC. Let's go to a broader player base. It seemed like PC was definitely the way to approach it, and it was a perfect excuse to get rid of the console as well. So started playing in that a bunch, got really addicted to mystery heroes, and that's kind of when I started learning like alt tracking and things like that, because I realized like, okay, like if somebody's been alive for a while, they're gonna have this, and like what can I do about that? And that got me interested in playing in more of a team environment. Kind of around the same time that Overwatch League was announced. Joined the LA Valiant Discord and found somebody advertising for like a roughly plat diamond level team, and I was just like, oh, let's give it a shot. Again, continue to love it. Moved on to a team called Wisdom, back when Goats was kind of starting to become a thing, and I've kind of just been with them ever since. They became Marsupial Gaming. In terms of getting to Trank, there's this team last season ended up needing a ringer, because I was kind of just a player on some teams. I was coaching with a lot of the teams, so I ended up bringing for Joe Esports in a game last season, and now I'm still on that team, and I'm here again. So that's my story.
They said ringer, but what they meant to do was just hook you in,
That's it. It's always a ploy. It's always a ploy.
Awesome. All right, so heading back to the top. Some of you have kind of already answered this question, but we'll allow you some time to kind of dig in a little further if you'd like. Why did you choose the team that you currently play for? Or was it even a choice? Did you even happen to get a choice in that matter? Was it just meant to be, so to speak? So starting again with Natter.
Well, I mean, the owner and like team captain Thor sort of reached out to me, and yeah, he was a really nice guy, and I don't know, I sort of like really like the team environment. Normally, I just do like like one-off sessions, but I really like the players and the environment, so started doing like sort of weeklies and stuff, and yeah, so really
Awesome.
nice team and really fun coaching them.
Awesome. Glad that you're enjoying it then. All right. Dwayne, how about you? How'd you get to the Spuds?
So after season 5 ended, I wanted to meet new people, and I wanted to kind of start over on a new team. to kind of get a feel for what that's like. And so I tried out for a bunch of teams, including Mechanize, Reminiscence, and Spuds, obviously, and a couple others, I think. So um, all the teams that I tried out for, for a lot of them, I just didn't like the team environment.
Okay.
Like the other tryouts didn't really, I didn't really feel like I could fit well with them, I
Okay.
guess. So, but when I tried out with the Spuds, I felt like that was like the only team that I could really fit well with the rest
Nice.
of the players. So I chose, and Yeti DM'd me and told me he would offer me a spot. So I accepted that, and that's how I got on the Spuds.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people forget about that aspect of the team environment is that it's not always about being the best players or being able to work together. Even just gelling personalities is a really important part of the team dynamic because if the personalities don't work together, then, everything else, kind of falls by the wayside. It doesn't really matter as much because you kind of have your internal squabbles, and you may still have those despite your team being able to gel, but usually those gelling teams tend to work through those a little bit easier. So awesome. Glad you found a new home. All right, Canlises, how about you?
So I was looking for a team a long time ago, like pretty much when Rollock came out. Like I never played in Goats or anything.
Okay.
Um, I initially like I thought that comp was kind of just like I wasn't having a good time in it, and I didn't know that teams actually like scrimmed and participated in tournaments. So originally when I was looking for a team, I thought we were gonna like just play comp and stuff, right? But I remember my tryout, we were actually instead of just a normal scrim, we were doing pugs within like our whole org. But I
Okay.
didn't realize, I didn't know the difference really. I had a lot of fun with it, and a day later, TW DM'd me and offered me a spot, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll take it.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome. What an easy way to get in. All right, Lexi.
So my team environment kind of, I had one team that fell apart right before preseason tournament started. And I was kind of stuck like in an LFT situation right before the season was supposed to start.
Yep.
Cap DM'd me, gave me a trial on Rem, and it kind of just stuck there. So I joined that team and helped, maintain the support line with Cry throughout the season.
Awesome. Definitely a formidable support line at that. All right, teammate.
Well, after season 4, I think it was, the DDoS Alta forward kind of we all went our separate ways. So I just ended up looking around for other teams and orgs. So Yeti DM'd me on my LFT post saying like, hey, we're doing tryouts, you still want in? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. And I guess I impressed him enough that I got a place. So
Honestly, I think it would have been just more that Yeti wanted to make your teammate jokes all the time. By knowing
I
Yeti.
don't blame him. They're fun.
Your teammate? No, he's my team. No, he's your teammate. No, but you are an amazing player. It's a good thing the Spuds picked you up. All right, Nanook. How about you? How'd you find yourself on queue for quarantine?
So, almost exactly a year ago, my brother was trying out for a team, and he got on, and he was a little upset with his team because he said that the tryout, their like main sport tryout, was like really, really bad. And so he said, "You should try out. You should probably beat him." And so I went in and I did the tryout. I felt like so nervous. I'd never tried out for a team before. Never thought about trying out for a team or anything. And then I absolutely smoked the guy out of the water, and he did. He left the server. He was not happy about it.
I could imagine.
Now the team has went through a couple different changes throughout the year. Pretty much the entire roster has changed besides me and Meow. But here we are in Trank top 4.
So I do have to ask a follow up to this because this is a unique situation y'all's team name. How did you come up with that? And was there a question about the current state of events going on in our world that made that maybe a little concerning to actually move forward with?
Well, I wasn't there when the team actually got created, but it was because it started right when quarantine started. So they said, "Oh, this is just going to be a thing for quarantine. We'll just name it Q for quarantine."
Thinking that it was only going to be like a couple months.
Yeah, and now here we are, exactly like a year later, and we're thinking about going V for vaccinated. You know?
Ah, yes, yes, amazing. That's awesome. That is so awesome. All right, TW, how about you?
So, how I got to my current team. So, at the beginning of Tranquility season, not Tranquility.
Yep, I got you.
Overwatch Pretenders. At the beginning of Overwatch Pretenders, the logos used to look almost the exact same. That's my problem.
Okay, I got you.
So at the beginning of those seasons, 1 second.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
So at the beginning of their seasons, they would do a free agent showcase, and I did that, and there was a couple teams watching that, and afterwards, I heard stories about these teams, they sat together in a voice chat when they were watching, and everyone was talking about this main tank guy named Smee, and like, who the heck is Smee, dude? And I don't know. I barely saw him in those free agent showcases. But anyway, all the teams in Overwatch Pretenders fought over Smee.
Okay.
Other than one team, Lightbringer's Legacy, which wanted me instead.
Okay.
Because Gambit said he saw potential or something. He always makes jokes about that. I'm not actually living up to the potential. But anyways, but so yeah, that was for lower division, so silver gold teams.
Okay.
And so I joined Lightbringers then, and where's me now? I don't know, but I'm diamond, and I don't think so.
Get dunked on, Smee. That's what he's saying. All right.
Yeah, Smee's gone.
All right. And then how'd you find your way to NYAA?
Oh, so NYAA is what's left of Lightbringers. We kind of our BeatDrop, we kind of went over that, but basically, Lightbringers fell apart, and then we created Naya.
Ah, nice. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Awesome. All right, that's gonna move us on to OC. How'd you find yourselves on the Norse Dynamos over there on Ragnarok?
Yeah. So originally, I was going to be going into Tranquility in Harmony tier on Phantasmal, and that would have been a sight to see. I want to see that parallel universe, actually. That'd be very, very interesting to see. But I did hit 3K, which meant bye-bye Harmony tier.
Ripperonis.
Yeah, so I was off the team, but I still actually got my first look at the community there, so that's how I discovered it, and that's how I eventually convinced Thor to go for Tranquility, and I'm very, very happy about the decision. It's honestly, like, Tranquility's better than any other organization I've seen ever. Like, it blows Elo hell out of the water, so...
Ooh, that's some words, but I won't stop you from saying them, so...
Not sponsored, not sponsored.
Not spawn. All right, and Asdo, how about you?
So, I kind of chose to play for Wisdom and Marsupial Gaming originally, mostly because I desperately wanted off the original team I was on. It was a really bad environment, some pretty toxic people that were in there. Tried out for them on Flex support, was playing some Mana and Zen in the tryouts, and they're like, okay, you're going to play off tank for us. And I said, what do you mean?
Wait, what?
I made no sense, but ended up playing Diva for them in Goats for the longest time, the resident Diva one trick, and really the reason I kind of went to Joey was I was very sick of being in Diva jail and just wanted to play some DPS, and here we are.
Yeah. That about year of Goats meta was rough on a lot of DPS players, I'm sure. All right, so that brings us back to the top once again to finish out our little interview starting section. And I guess the big question that we have to ask is, it's been 3 months since you all got started here. So, starting again with Natter and working your way down, how have you improved this season? You know, obviously as a coach, you'll be looking at different aspects, but even as players, I know some of you are team captains or stuff like that. So, not necessarily as a player directly with like mechanical skill and whatnot, but even outside of that, you're more than welcome to talk about. So, take it away, Natter.
Well, I mean, it's obviously very different if you're only coaching a team once a week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a challenge, come once a week or like even like once every other week to make sure like they're sort of like taking what you talk about in that one week and applying it, and then like, get ready when you come the next time to practice something else. So
Mm-hmm.
sort of just making sure you're giving condensed information that is able to be taken and also applied in multiple situations so they can like use it really well.
Okay.
Um, and so like how you play one composition into one and then like in multiple different situations, high ground, low ground, short,
Mm-hmm.
long map, like everything. So that like people are able to sort of adjust while also giving not just macro but also micro information hopefully as well. So people
Mm-hmm.
can like work on it at an individual level. And like a
Gotcha.
short block of 2 hours is quite fun.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that, I think, and also just sort of seeing the players improve is always nice. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely always something that I'd say all of us on all sides of the team spectrum enjoy. That's for sure. All right, Dwayne, how about you? How have you improved over this season on the Spuds?
I have to dedicate a lot of my improvement to our coach, Polar.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I've learned a lot more about like overall how team comps play against each other, and stuff like how we're supposed to take angles and deny angles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think a lot of it is because Polar himself is uh a good DPS player himself, so
Mm-hmm.
he it really showed, I guess it showed me how the game is viewed from a DPS perspective. So using that, I sort of uh like get a better understanding of what I should be doing as a support in order
Mm-hmm.
to support my DPS. And yeah, I just feel like I've learned a lot more about like how the game works overall. And yeah, I think I started at like 3K when I first tried out for Spuds and joined, and now I peaked 3.7 recently. So
Wow. Amazing. We've seen the D-Wang go into Transcendence tier next season?
now I'm
Maybe?
gonna offline tank in Discord.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
That'll still be fun. Still be fun to see. All right. Canlises, how about you?
So myself, I'm like a really results motivated kind of person, like in real life too.
Okay.
So like if I do really good at something, I have more motivation to get like even better at it, and it's like a
Okay.
snowball effect.
Okay.
And so I used to not play like a whole lot of comp, but then when I heard that we were entering Tranquility, I decided I need to start picking things up. And so I started grinding comp a lot. And so I remember we locked in, I think I was like a 3.2, 3.3 peak player or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe 3. I don't know. Um, but since then, at the end of last season, I managed to hit 3.6, and hitting masters was like a really, really like long time goal of mine, and that
Nice.
motivated me to like try even harder, improve
Okay.
even more, pop off in our games and things. And so I hit 3.9 this season, and I'm not stopping.
Wow. All right. Holy goodness. I think that's the greatest thing about these seasons, right? Is being able to see the improvements from team to team. And I mean, we've seen a lot of Tranquility veterans here be able to rise through the stages. I mean, I believe Krev is one of the best examples on the Ghostly Peppers. Started out in Harmony tier, I think season 4, moved up in season 5 to Discord tier, and then found themselves on Ghostly Peppers and Trans tier in season 6. And when you have that team environment, sometimes can really spur you on, and especially like you said, if you have goals that you're setting along the way, saying, okay, like I don't want to let my team down. I want to make sure that I'm at my peak performance when we get into the game, and grinding out the Kovacs, as they say. It definitely can end up not working out only to your team's favor, but work out to yours as well. So good on you. Good on you. Lexi,
Thank
how
you.
about you?
So I went from being like a Ana OTP to being like a BAP OTP, so that's been a very like big change of gameplay over the past few. And then just like I think my understanding of macro has increased because like on Rim we really go over pathing and like how comps beat other comps, if that makes sense, and that's
Yep.
just not something I had before.
Okay.
So it's been interesting to grow there.
Yeah, countering the counters is always a big thing. People always saying that, oh, we got these secret strats. We got these secret strats. It's like, I hate to say it, but this game's been around for like 5 years now, and even with the additional heroes and whatnot, very little of those strats have changed, except for maybe who's playing them. That's really what it comes down to. So really being able to learn those macro things, like you said, learning to counter the counters that you see on the field, or forcing, even better, forcing the enemy to be able to be forced to counter you, is always a great turning point to be able to really get a greater understanding of the game as a whole, which I think is really neat. Awesome. Teammate, what do you got?
Right.
How have you improved this season?
Well, like Dwayne, I think I just learned a lot from Polar about the importance of angles and also the importance of like looking at an enemy team comp and seeing what it wants to do and what
Mhm.
knowing what your team comp wants to do and how those can like play off of each other and how you can stop the enemy team from doing what they want while also
Mhm.
enabling your own team. And I took over as captain for the Spuds early in the season, and I learned how annoying it is to do looking for scrims. I learned how annoying it is to look for ringers at the last minute.
Mhm.
I also learned how to do lobbies, and now I actually can do those confidently, which is
Woohoo!
always a bonus. And I think I also learned to look at comp as like more of just a place I can practice and improve as opposed to just somewhere I can try and get my number as high as possible.
True. True. Everybody looks at that number and sees it all important, but I hate to tell you this, but once you get past like the level of tranquility and elo hell and start getting into like OD, nobody cares about that number. That number's really not that important because it's all about the skill you have at the end of the day. And I mean, I'd say that Blizzard does a relatively good job here and there about how the SR works and whatnot, but I think at the end of the day, the best way to show off your skill is to do just that, is to show it. Having VODs or practices or whatnot where you can really show that mechanical skill off, I think is better than any number could be. So good on you. Good on you from learning from that. Nanook.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like I've made that much improvement. The stuff that I've been doing now is the same stuff I've been doing 3 months ago. I started grinding comp a little more,
Okay.
and I got up to 3.5 on a Smurf, but it's still Masters nevertheless. Still got
Yeah.
it. I still got to get there on my main, but I just haven't seen that much improvement, mainly because we don't really have a coach.
Okay.
So I haven't had people to look over my gameplay.
All right.
But yeah, I just feel kind of stagnant in where I am. I'm okay with it, and I want to get better. It's just I haven't seen any improvement as of 3 months.
Gotcha.
That's about
And
it.
and again, that's one of those things that we talked about, right? Is that even if you don't necessarily have like the coaching aspect to help with like the macro or micro knowledge or whatnot, sometimes just being in a team-based environment helps
Right.
with the improvement aspect of it. I mean, y'all are sitting in the finals without a coach, like
Yeah,
come
we have
on,
good
y'all got to
synergy
be
as a
doing
team.
something right,
We can
right?
we put over stuff together, but it's not the same as having someone knowledgeable do
Oh,
it.
totally. Oh, totally.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it does make a difference. I think is a good thing to look at. So for those of
Yeah,
you
for
that
sure.
may be out there that are frustrated with competitive, just know that's not that's never the end all be all of what competitive Overwatch looks like. It's not just that fancy number. You can find a team like here in Tranquility, and you can find other ways to be able to engage with those skills. So, TW, how about you? How have you improved over this season?
Okay, so first I want to say that my biggest pet peeve in life is mummies. Mummies is a term I steal from chess. It's for someone who's, alive but isn't alive in the context of
Okay.
improvement.
All
So
right.
and to make the definition short, a mummy would say, "I'd like to do anything to get better at Overwatch as long as it doesn't require any time or effort." Right? You know those people.
Yep. I got you.
And so I try to do everything I can to improve. I feel like in the past 3 months, I've basically had to relearn every single main tank because it just been I'd improved so much, and how you've played them has changed so much since I last got to play them in a team environment, because we've been playing Arisa for 2 years or 1 year or whatever.
Yep.
And so I basically, what I did for like when Double Bubble first became meta, at the end of last year, last Owl, I basically watched like 5 hours of Fearless VODs back to back and just taught myself how to play Winston,
Okay.
and kind of just have had to do that for Hammond too. Like other than that brief stint at the beginning of last Owl, I haven't played Ryan since Goats, and so
Yeah.
I've just had to relearn everything I know about some of those key heroes.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, right? And that's why I think that it's great that the meta is in such a great place right now, because you're not stuck in that as often anymore. Like, you're not stuck in, double shield jail, or double bubble jail, or anything like that. There's lots more opportunity to be able to flex. Like, obviously, if you watch like Contenders Are Out, there's some big compositions that are still out there. The double bubble, the rush, the brawl is still pretty good as well. But the fact that you can now flex a little bit more, it keeps the game from getting so stale. And so
Yeah, I will. I'll leak a tiny bit of Naya scrims and say that in our last 2 scrims, I have played every single main tank.
Nice. And that's good to hear. That means that we're getting there. We're getting to a good place, and hopefully Uncle Aaron doesn't screw it up. So there you go, Uncle Aaron. Better do good. Better do good out there. All right. OC, how about you? How have you feel you've improved over this last season?
So I pretty much started from scratch. About a month or two before Tranquility started, I first of all had to learn how to play off tank, and the only off tank we really played, what I played was Sigma, because we would only play ball comp everywhere except for like King's Row, where I would still play Sig.
Okay.
We would play Sig Brawl. So I was playing Sig 24/7, which was actually kind of good, considering it gave me a starting point on the off tank role, and it gave me just one hero to go with. So I walk in, preseason starts, and we pretty much roll through with our ball comp pretty sufficiently. But after that, the buffs come through, and Double Bubble's looking strong, so I have to increase that hero pool. And that was a bit of a challenge for me, since I had really only played Zarya on ladder, and Double Bubble Zarya is way different than you will ever play Zarya in ranked. So that took a while for me to learn. It probably took me about a month or two to even become decent, but because we just scrimmed it so much, I feel really confident on it now. And then after that, Diva became better, and Diva Brawl started looking prevalent. So then after that, I instantly became a Diva OTP, 40 hours this season.
Nice.
And yeah, so I basically had to fill my hero pool throughout the season with each off tank, and that's been nice that I'm getting to learn them, because I'm going to need them in the future, and for meta changes and all that. I play all three now pretty consistently, and on top of that, in the beginning of the season, I didn't have as much motivation, right? But at this point, I am really motivated towards reaching the higher level of Overwatch, and
Nice.
going into next season, And even now, I'm continuing to grind out the game, watching Overwatch League, going through the VODs, everything I can do to pretty much improve.
That's good to hear. I mean, I do that at my level for casting as well. You know, you just gotta try to soak in as much information as you possibly can, because you'll never know what piece of that is going to be key in your next matchup, whether it be just like a little off kilter of the main composition that really changes things up, like the Doom Rush that we've been seeing a lot of in contenders and Overwatch League lately. Has been a pretty big thing, and the teams that run it, which are very few, are usually really successful because of how much damage it pumps out very quickly, and gets those finishing blows in without necessarily need of cornering the enemy and pouncing upon them. You just kind of send your Doom in, and if they're good, they'll survive and get back out without the need for a bubble. So it's always interesting. There's a lot to learn out there. So good on you. Good on you. Asdo, how about you? How do you feel that you've improved over this season?
I think in general, in like the past 3 months, I've had the biggest growth in my improvement as a player than I think I ever have. I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities to play in higher rank scrims, to be able to coach higher rank players and see what higher rank coaching is like. And I think that opens my eyes personally to a lot of the mistakes I'm making in my own play. And when you're trying to kind of reach a goal and kind of get to that level of play that you're watching, you see what mistakes just aren't made as well, and kind of things that come naturally for them or that they've worked out, where in my play I see it all the time. So a lot of what I've been doing is looking back at codes of scrims, seeing where I get rolled by my opponent, whether it be an opposing flex DPS, opposing hit scan, whatever it be, and just kind of see how they handle the engagement and how they handle their cooldowns, and then kind of go about that and always go into my next fight expecting that my opponent's going to be able to do that kind of thing. Biggest improvement is in 3 years of playing, I had my first ever VOD review in January, which is pretty awesome. I've been pretty self-taught for the most part with a lot of my play. Mechanically improved a lot, but I think another big thing, especially in Diamond, is understanding why pop-off moments are good and why they work out that way. I think in my experience with coaching in Diamond, I've kind of seen that players will have these pop-off moments that are awesome, but they won't really understand contextually why they worked that way. Yeah. So I've kind of been able to work out what openings I'm able to see in games, things we can punish as a team, and being able to call those out and kind of lead some shot calling within Joey has definitely kind of helped me be a better player for this team.
Yeah. Funny enough, that's actually what happened with me this season. I finally took the leap into some more professional casting and got my first VOD review around the same time. And
nice.
The biggest thing that VOD reviews give you is just another perspective, right? Because with anything in life, like, as much as you try to be open-minded and try to see everything that's going on, like, we just can't. Like, we're the ones in the driver's seat, right? And so having other people that can kind of comment on, what you're doing, things that you can adjust in your style or your gameplay or things like that, or like you said, being able to explain why something is happening. Like, one of the big things that I've learned to do is called pause and predict, where you pause the video before the fight begins and looking at everything on the field, what do you think is going to happen? So being able to understand what's to come, whether being a caster, producer, or a coach or player, is super important, because you need to be able to kind of have that third eye, if you will, to kind of see ahead a couple seconds and be like, okay, ideally, if I was on their side, what would I be doing with the stuff that they have in play? And what do we do to try to counter that? And so for anyone that says that esports aren't like big strategy games, they are. Like, they're immensely big strategy games, because it's constantly about trying to get into your enemy's head and trying to figure out what they are going to do so that you can try to plan around that. So, awesome. All right. Now that we're done with that section, we're going to move on to a little game, cleanse the palate, if you would, called Would You Rather. It's a very simple game. I give you 2 options, and you tell me which one you would rather. So if I said something like, would you rather have a hamburger or a hot dog? That's it. You pick one of those 2, and then you can explain why you chose that answer. We're gonna have some relatively easy ones, some weird ones, and got a little Overwatch one inspired by the April Fool's patch. Created some of my own little April Fool's patch things that Blizzard is totally allowed to steal for next time around. So. Starting off with Natter again, would you rather own your own boat or own your own plane?
Well, considering I'm moving to LA, I think boat is probably move. Because I'll use that right away. So yeah, boat.
Makes sense. All right, Dwayne, how about you? Own boat or own plane?
Considering I live in the Seattle area, I would say boat because I think it would be more useful. There's a bunch of lakes I can use the boat on, I guess.
Nice. All right. Canvases, boat or plane?
I don't really like flying, so
All right.
boat. It's just that simple.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Lexi.
I'm gonna go with plane.
Any reason why?
Better. Not in particular. I just like to travel, and I think that's an easier way to travel than by boat.
Yeah, you'd get there a lot faster at very least. So definitely got that going for you. All right, teammate.
I'd probably say plane because both the boat and a plane are kind of annoying to do maintenance to like upkeep in terms of maintenance, but the plane is at least useful when you're like inland away from any rivers or like large bodies of water.
True. Nanook.
Well, it's hard to say because I have a dozen of both of them, you know.
Jeez.
But I think a plane would probably look better in my private airport.
Oh,
So,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
TW.
I'd rather have a plane because I could take it more places. I think it would be pretty funny just to like fly over to somewhere in Europe for a sandwich or something and then fly home.
Nice. OC.
I'd probably choose the boat, considering I have a diver's license and I know how to sail. So that's a lot that I can do with that. Go diving, I don't know, and then also probably I'd choose like a sailboat of some kind. That'd be pretty cool as well.
Nice. And Asdo.
I'm gonna have to go boat here. I think I'm a big fan of the plane. We gotta shout out the pilots out there, but I think if I'm running out of gas, a boat I'm not totally stranded. I can figure out a way.
That's true.
If I'm running out of gas on that plane, and God knows I can't afford gas for either. But man, I'm thinking boat's the play.
Yeah, and I have to agree with some of you. I think boat is the play as well. For some of you may know, I was a submariner, and one of my dreams that I plan to do one day is I would like to see if I can sail around the world. You know, just to kind of take in the sights and not even necessarily stop in places, but just kind of like take in the atmosphere of a place by just kind of going by it and enjoying what the ocean's gonna bring me. So I think that'd be really neat. Awesome. Heading back up to the top, Natter, would you rather be known as a one-hit wonder for a novel or a song?
Song. I think that's more believable. I can't write for like the life of me, so I think that's a little more believable song. So I'll go with song.
You can make 2.5. Go ahead.
I also listen to music. I don't really read that much, so yeah.
Yeah, you can make 2.5 minutes work, not necessarily 250 minutes. It might take to write that book. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. All right, Dwayne, how about you?
I'd probably go with song. I just feel like people nowadays don't really read books very much, and everybody's listening to Spotify all the time.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, you already got your band name, right? D-Wang Gang. Easy day. Beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm so tired of that. Get rid of it. All right, Candace's.
I gotta go with song here, because then I could tell TW that I make better music than Taylor Swift.
Not possible.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Lexi.
I'm going to go with novel actually, because then you can sell the rights to the book to make a movie.
Ooh, double dipping. Well, I mean, technically, you could do the same for a song, like if they wanted to
I
use
mean,
it
that
for a
would be a
movie.
very long movie though.
That's true. Well, it depends on how long your book is, right? So, would be interesting. Awesome. All right, teammate.
I think, well, if both was an option, I'd take both because I like
It's not an
writing and I
option.
like
You gotta pick
singing.
one.
But if I had to choose one, I
Yep.
guess I would go with song because because I think music right now has a bit more staying power than books.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Nanook.
Well, these days they let anyone write a novel. Trisha Paytas, she has 3 of them.
Oh boy.
And it's definitely not that hard to get famous of it. I mean, like, look at the like horrible transphobic fucking J.K. Rowling.
Oh
It's easy.
boy. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
so definitely a novel.
All right. All right. TW.
So I'd like to write a novel, but not like a book of fiction.
Okay.
I'd rather be remembered for writing something akin to like The Art of War or The Five Rings or
Ooh.
something. So yeah,
Nice.
it should be like you should be Nashio Minamoto, Sun Tzu, and TW. Those should be your 3 go-to writers.
I want to get in that philosophy arena. Okay, I got you. All right, OC, how about you?
Probably a song, and that's just because I've always been interested in music, and I think it'd be pretty cool to make music. Overall.
Awesome. Asdo.
Gotta go with song as well. I think a lot of what people have been saying with music kind of having some staying power is definitely true. I'm very influenced by a lot of hip hop and R&B as well, so I think being known for that kind of thing would be really cool for a career.
Yeah, I definitely feel that myself as well. Ever since high school, when I was in choir, I've always had a love of music. And I feel that although books do have that ability to kind of take you places and whatnot, I can absorb a 2.5 minute song and get myself someplace better than I can read a couple chapter book and get me to that same place. So I would definitely have to agree on the song there if I wanted to be known for something. All right, Natter. Starting with you again. Would you rather live the rest of your life as a monk or be continually followed by the paparazzi?
That's really hard. I don't think I could live the life as a monk. I don't. Oh man, paparazzi, that'd be super annoying. You would have like any like space, like no privacy, just wouldn't exist. Monk, I feel like I wouldn't be able to like actually like do anything except like monk stuff. At least with paparazzi, I could do stuff. It would just be like under closed doors and like more private. So I guess I'd go with paparazzi.
All right. Dwayne, how about you?
I think this is a hard question too. If I would go with monk if I would be able to like still like do normal things like if I had like I would bring my like gaming computer and whatever
All right.
and live a life as a monk that plays games all the time. Yeah.
A gaming monk. Huh.
Yeah.
I'd say that that's interesting. It doesn't really give a lot of context, but I know that there are like different levels of monkhood. You know, the most intense are the ones that are, you know, I wouldn't say like detached from reality, but detached from like normal living. So like all the things that we love to be connected to, our phones, computers, stuff like that, are one version of that. But I could see that. I could see being a philosophic gamer, if you will. All right, Canlises, how about you?
I'd probably have to go with the paparazzi option because like this is a hard question, but I think I'm too deep in everyday life to become a monk.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Lexi, how about you?
I think I'm gonna go with paparazzi just simply because like 90% of the time when I go out for a weekend, it's somewhere with no cell phone service and like I'm out in the middle of the woods, so good luck to them for following me there. Like, I hope you don't fall
Nice.
down the waterfalls.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So you already got yourself zoned off in case that ever happens. Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, teammate, how about you?
That's very difficult because I hate being around people, but I would go for paparazzi because then at least, assuming I did something that made me like famous enough to be followed by paparazzi,
Mm-hmm.
I could probably afford to hire people to like handle them and like help maintain my privacy.
Okay. That's true. That is indeed true. All right, Nanook.
Yeah, paparazzi hands down. I love the spotlight. When I was younger, I really wanted to be a celebrity.
All right. I'll feel that. All right,
Take
TW.
good pictures.
So I would have no problem disappearing into the woods to never be seen again. But if I chose the other option, I would get to play Lady Gaga's The Fame album on loop for the rest of my life, and I think that's the life I want to live.
All right. That sounds good. All right, OC.
Yeah, so I would probably choose the paparazzi, and here's the reason. I
Okay.
could lead the paparazzi down an advanced ARG that would eventually bring them into a link that would ritual them. And that would be a lot of fun to mess with them. I mean, that is the life right there, messing with the paparazzi. Just a full ARG, put the entire internet down this rabbit hole just to find out they got memed. It's great.
Oh,
Oh my
goodness.
God, OC.
That's amazing, OC. Asdo, how about you?
100% monk. I could just be bald for free. No one would ask questions. It'd be awesome.
Nice.
That's all I've ever wanted. No hair. Perfect.
Oh, goodness. Oh, you're a monk? Oh, totally. I get that now. All right. I would have to go with the paparazzi because thanks to Google, Facebook, Twitter, and all that, what don't people know already? So you're not gonna tell people anything they don't already know about me. Congrats. You're following me for no reason. So and if I find out what stories they're gonna start leaking, I can just share it myself. So then it doesn't become a story for them. So all right. Back up to the top. Things are gonna get a little weird with this one. So Natter, would you rather 30 butterflies instantly appear from nowhere every time you sneeze, or one very angry squirrel appear from nowhere every time you cough?
Well, try to think how much I sneeze and cough. I don't really cough that much. The cough was a squirrel, right?
Yep, very angry squirrel.
I'll do the very angry squirrel. I very rarely cough. I sneeze a lot more.
Okay.
That was better on. I do not like bugs.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Dwayne, how about you?
The first option was like when you sneeze, it's butterflies, right?
30 butterflies, yes.
Okay, I'd have to go with that then, because I mean, what are 30 butterflies gonna do to you?
True.
An angry squirrel could probably like rip your clothes or something.
True. That is true. All right, Canlises.
Yeah, so I would go with 30 butterflies because if I'm sneezing, it's probably from like allergies in the springtime.
Yep.
So I could just open like a window and the butterflies would like go out and everything.
Yeah.
But small mammal kind of animals, I have a bad experience with missing a certain playoffs game in a certain different competition due to a one of those. Yeah.
Okay. I won't ask you to go into detail on that, but it seems that you've
okay.
already had the angry squirrel approach happen, and it was
something
not
similar. Yeah.
All right. Lexi, how about you?
So my stepdad already has like a reputation for getting attacked by squirrels.
Okay.
So I think I would go with the squirrel just so I had the threat of like adding to the meme, if that makes sense, that already exists around him.
That's awesome, because it doesn't say that the squirrel's gonna attack you, right? It just says it comes out of nowhere. So
exactly.
All right. Already got your anti-angry squirrel protector right there. Nice.
Exactly.
All right, teammate.
I would probably go with the butterflies because when I cough, I'm usually coughing like 2 or 3 times at once. So I don't want to deal with like 3 angry squirrels as opposed to like when I sneeze 2 or 3 times, it's like 60 or 90 butterflies. They can at least like fly out the window and help repopulate or something.
Yep. All right. Nanook.
I have really bad allergies,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate bugs, so that would probably not be the best option. I'd definitely go with the squirrel, because if he's angry, I'll just give him his space. Like, we can talk about it afterwards, you know? Wait it out. He'll calm down eventually.
All right, I got you. Make him a pet. That sounds good. All right, TW.
I think squirrels are funny, so I'm gonna choose the squirrel.
Well, let me note this is one very angry squirrel. So
It's even funnier.
all right. All right. OC, how about you?
Okay, so said squirrels, they seem to be very useful in the area of utility because I can weaponize said squirrels.
Ooh.
Now I have, first of all, the threat of angry squirrels at any time, and you can kind of cough whenever you want to, right? Like you don't. I mean, with sneezing, it's kind of hard to
Yeah,
sneeze
it's kind of
on
hard to trigger yourself to sneeze.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have like a summon command, but now if you have like a /summon command for squirrels, I mean,
Dang, that's big
on top of
brain.
that, you know, if you get lost, you have infinite food source right there. Just grab a stick, real quick, whack. There you go, infinite food. Okay, it's big brain.
Oh my gosh, that's big brain. I'll give you that. Asdo, how about you?
OC's got it right. Like I think you have a weapon on command. Like that's perfect. I think it also depends. Like, what's the squirrel mad about? Like, is he mad at you? Is he mad at the establishment? Like, I think it completely depends. There's a lot of context missing, but
Yeah.
having a weapon, depending where does the squirrel spawn? I
Yeah.
have no idea. If it's near me, like okay, I can still use it. If it's nowhere near me, that's not my problem.
Yeah, that's true. That'd
You
be
become a true. superhero.
Just saying, can me
Exactly.
and all the squirrel people start like a TV show of, when squirrels attack? I feel like that would be really good.
When
Yeah,
squirrels attack, caused and recorded by y'all. All right. Well, I know for myself, I also have allergies, but what a neat trick that would be to just be able to be like out in public and be like, achoo, poof, and all these, kind of like the dove magic trick that you make happen that magicians do. So I think people would like that. So yeah, I'll go with that, even though I'd probably in one sneezing fit create like 200 some odd butterflies. But I'll just make sure I'm outside, then it'll be no big. All right. One last one for this section, and this one's Overwatch related, so really start racking your heads on which one would be the better solution if it were to get implemented in the game, starting again with Natter. Would you rather that Lucio receives 2 boop charges instead of 1, but has a 25% reduced healing speed circle, or Ash receives 2 coach gun charges instead of 1, but Bob is no longer stopped after running into enemies and can only be stopped by walls?
You're gonna make me think a lot now.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they both have a lot of pros and cons. The Lucio sounds like a massive nerf. Like obviously cool boobs are great, but like Lucio gets value from like speed and the fact that he can speed and like do his own thing from a distance, and then the diameter or radius of the circle is pretty big. So
Well, what is that? 12 meters right now, I think.
Don't know top of my head.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
So that'd take it down to 9. I wouldn't say that'd be too bad, or I don't think it'd be too bad anyway.
Yeah, and then the Ash thing, like, what you're saying? So you double coach gun, and that means bobs don't stop. So it just hits somebody and goes away. So you have to put it into a wall.
No. Yeah, you would have to essentially make sure it's aimed at a wall. Like it'll pop. The good thing is that he can pop up multiple enemies if he happens to run into multiple enemies, but none of those enemies stop him. So the bad part is if you don't aim at a wall, Bob just runs off the edge or is so far away he's ineffective.
Make the game more fun or more balanced. or just whatever I want?
It's whatever you want. What do you think would be? Would you rather see in the game?
Uh, Probably the Lucio thing. The idea of like Ash being able to double a coach gun is. I'm just thinking of that stack and like an Ash flying up in the air, like going really high up and then like doinking somebody. I don't think
Ooh.
that's like a great idea. Already Ash can peel itself really well too, and double
Gotcha.
coach gun just sounds pretty broken. So
Gotcha.
probably the Lucio thing.
All right. All right. Dwayne, how about you?
I have to agree. I'd go with the Lucio because I just think Ash would be overpowered with 2 coach guns.
Okay.
Like you see, like Winston's trying to jump on an Ash, and if she has 2 charges for coach gun, then the Winston's literally never going to touch the Ash ever.
True.
And Ash is a DPS, so I honestly don't feel like coach gun's very like DPS like ability, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you have double jump for Genji and dash for Genji. You have
Right.
the jump dash for Hanzo and the climb. So
I just feel like that those sort of abilities should be left to like supports and tanks to enable
okay.
DPS. But I also play a lot of Lucio, so and I like to go for Reddit plays, so
All
I'd
right.
appreciate 2 boosts. Even if the radius for the heal speed is reduced, that wouldn't matter very much because as long as I'm redditing, that doesn't really matter in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It really doesn't matter if you're not healing anybody anyway. So, all right. Canlises, how about you?
Yeah, so as an Ash player, I got to do that one, right? Because
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, 2 coach guns, and the Bob thing like wouldn't even be a nerf, because about 50% of my Bobs, I try to get them to point,
Okay.
but then they hit somebody and just stop, and the other half are off the map anyways. So it's like it's not a good.
All right. All right. All right. Lexi, how about you?
I'm gonna go with the Ash one as well. I already have enough Reddit Lucios in my game. I don't need more
You don't
like
need more?
encouragement.
All right, teammate.
I'm also going to go with the Ash change, but only as long as like this is like the caveat where if Ash's coach gun doesn't knock enemies back and just knocks her back, then I think it would be fine to have the Ash change in, because I also want to just turn Bob into a truck.
Okay. No, it would still, everything is still the same, so it would knock her and enemies back. But I was thinking more of the use of vertical mobility to be able to, because sometimes you use it to get on the high ground, but then you get dove, so it's like, oh man, I can't get away now. So, but interesting. All right.
But yeah, mostly I want to turn Bob into a truck.
Okay, Bob's a truck. Got it. Honk. All right, Nanook.
Well, I'm already a selfish feeder on Lucio, so why not?
Easy day.
I don't even heal anyways. Might as well
Yeah.
just double boot people off the map.
Yeah, well, don't you hate it like when you get that boop off and they're like on the edge and it's like, oh,
Yeah, or they grab the
come
railing.
on.
Always gotta break the railings first.
Exactly. It's like, gosh, why you do that? All
Get a second
right.
shot.
Yeah, you get the second shot. All right, TW.
The Lucio one, because I think it'd be pretty funny if every single Lucio player thought they could Reddit and just ended up throwing every single game.
All right.
Like, it would just ruin everyone's day, but it would ruin it all equally. So I think I support that.
All right, sounds good. OC, how about you?
So first of all, TW is slightly evil and chaotic, I think, in my opinion. But also, I would rather not have the Roadhog equivalent in support. So the Ash change, even though the Ash change, I say the Bob change is even a buff, if anything, because now you know exactly where your Bob's going. It isn't going to stop randomly.
Ooh,
so
good
I think
point.
that's good. Because you think about it, if somebody just gets in the way of it, then all of a sudden your Bob is in a not great position, so you can choose exactly where it's going.
True.
So it's a big buff to Ash, but hey, I'd rather have Ash be very, very good than Lucio be very, very bad. But there's a bunch of Lucio OTPs who basically it becomes a situation of Roadhog players who, if anybody knows me, I hate that character with a passion. I do not like Roadhog. They throw game like people who play Roadhog throw games, and I will not deal with it. So I'm not having an equivalent for sport. Nope.
Okay. I feel your passion there, OC. I feel it. All right, Asdo, how about you?
Definitely the Ash changes. I think that's the most chaotic and evil thing that you could possibly do to this game. I'm thinking like any sort of brawl rush comp that's run in a condensed tunnel, like let's say going up high ground on Nimbani, and you're running like a junk Ash. They are gone. They're dead. They're not doing anything for the rest of the game. Like
Pretty
the
much.
lane coverage with that Bob and the damage that you're just getting off, huge buff. So I would definitely say the Ash change. That's just fun.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I'd go with the Ash change as well. Although I like the Lucio one with the double boop, and I'm sure Artemis would agree with me, to be able to correct any mistakes you may make on the first one. Like I said, I thought of it based on the verticality of Ash, and that sometimes I'll get in position and I can't get away from people that then dive that position 2 seconds later. So that'll give me a chance to get out of dodge real quick. Plus, I usually aim Bob at walls anyway. So it really actually wouldn't hurt my Bob. The only time that I'd get screwed over is if for some reason I aim it at the payload and somebody pushes the payload like 2 feet and Bob just yeets himself off the edge or is out of the line of sight to do anything important. So as long as you're aiming at walls, you'd be okay. All right, so that was a good little palate cleanser, seeing what you all would think about things like that. But now we're gonna get back into talking about the season as a whole and kind of what you all thought about it. So starting with Natter once again, tell me what was your favorite? I'm not for certain how much you paid attention this season, but what was your favorite memory of season 6 thus far?
I'll be honest, I haven't been able to watch too much stuff.
No
Super
worries.
busy. I normally just pop in and watch the stream here and there, and obviously, keep tabs on how Ragnarok's doing. So, I mean, my favorite part is when I see my team helping do well.
Okay.
Also, when I see like the stream just doing really well and it's really active. I'm a big fan of just I don't know, Overwatch communities, and I want to see them do well because I think it's really important. So when I walk in, I just see the stream doing really well, and the production just popping. Casters are insane. I'm like, awesome. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Dwayne, how about you? What's your favorite memory from this season?
I'd have to say it's more within the Spuds. It was like a play that we did in a match. I think it was our wild card match against Deja Vu. It was the clip was actually in the comms check at one point. But basically what happened is we were on Junkertown and we
the rotation clip. Oh man.
yeah. So we only had to push, so it was our second attack, right?
Yep.
So we only had to push past like that bridge on Junkertown A.
Yeah.
A little bit past the bridge, so it wasn't very far. And so Deja Vu decided to pull out a Bastion comp to spawn hold us.
Yep.
So they set up on the left side of the door if we're walking out of spawn, right?
Yep.
So we heard that, right? So our plan was to use Symmetra TP in order to TP across so that we could just TP across and the Bastion wouldn't be able to see us at all. But what happened is so Death Knot was on the sim.
Yeah.
And Death Knot just walks out in front. He didn't know they had a Bastion, so he just walks out into the open and then sets up the TP. And somehow he doesn't die, and the TP is still there, and it's just out in the open in front of the Bastion, and we all take it. Somehow nobody dies.
Oh my
and then,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
And then we all walk. And then we're like, what are we supposed to do now? Because like we're on the other side, and then and we didn't want to go into the sightlines of the Bastion, so somebody called, let's just steal the cart. And then so our tanks just went and went as close to the cart as possible without seeing the Bastion.
Yeah.
And then we were able to just pull the cart all the way to the finish line.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of different times, and wow, that was just that was outstanding. Because I wondered like if they were like, whoa, where'd they go?
I think they thought
that you were gonna like try to attack them from an angle or something, but instead you just stole the cart.
Yeah.
My favorite part about that play, by the way, is that at the start when Death Knot walks out and puts the teleporter and goes through without any issue,
Yeah.
everybody else on the team followed him.
They're
And
all
we
like,
all made it out okay.
Death,
Like,
what are you doing?
you're all like, Death Knot, you idiot, what are you doing? There's a bastion. And we all go through the TP anyways.
Yep.
And,
That's
like,
amazing. See, I would have thought you would have done that like on the right side, just so that they wouldn't have seen you, since you can't
that was
put the
the
TP.
idea.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
just goes out the front door.
He just went out and did it. What a legend.
What a legend. The Death Knot, baby. The Death Knot. All right. Canlises, how about you? What's your favorite memory from this season thus far?
So my favorite thing, right? When we first came in this season, nobody knew who we were, right? So first impressions were everything, right? We've never
Mhm.
participated in Trank. And then one day, I decide to look into the Tranquility Discord. You know, I'm just minding my own business, checking stuff out.
Mhm.
And then I look in Discord discussion, and I see that TW did a little trolling.
TW, no, never.
People were
Couldn't
having a
imagine.
conversation, right, about what comps were good to run, what the meta would be, and stuff like that. And somehow nobody noticed for a while. But TW was just talking about how, oh, the ideal tank line to run would probably be Rhine Diva Zarya. And then you just have a Lucio to speed you around. And I think a Brig there would be really helpful too to counter dives.
Oh my god.
And nobody caught on to his shit for the longest time.
Oh, that's amazing.
And Discord discussion was it was empty for the next day.
Just go
for a couple
goats,
days.
forehead. Just go goats.
My god, I must have missed that one, and I'm really sad I missed it.
Oh my god.
It was like right at the start of the season.
That's amazing.
I think I was the one who pointed that out.
You might have.
Oh, that's great. All right, Lexi, how about you? What's your favorite memory from this season so far?
So my whole team does a lot of trolling. Like,
No.
that's the the
Never.
best way to put it. And they brought the bot into our channel one day while we were getting ready for a game, the Groovy bot.
Oh, okay.
And we figure out right, like, I don't know, 5 seconds before we're about to start the match that
Yep.
nobody knows how to get rid of it.
Oh boy.
So we're having to like, oh shit, we need to figure out, you know, who to DM. So add it at Yeti in the chat and be like, hey, can you get rid of this bot? We don't know how to.
That's amazing.
Ruby's in here. We don't know how to stop it. Make it stop.
Make the cruise stop. I can't do the cruise while I'm gaming, man. Oh goodness. That's awesome. Teammate, how about you? What's your favorite memory this season?
Well, the play Dwayne was talking about is up there, but I think one of the memories that has kind of just like stuck with me is like I think earlier on in the season when we were on Oasis and we were trying to figure out our rollout for then, and our coach Pole is telling us, okay, so Koa on the left side and we'll flank around. So we're all like, all right, gotcha, the left side, and we all stack on the right side exit to the spawn.
Awesome. So smart.
And we're there for like a good 10 seconds, and then when the announcer starts counting down, we're like, wait, shit, this is not the correct side. And Polar just goes and tells us, all right, so put out your hands, make 2 L shapes with your hands, and the one that makes an actual L, that one's your left. And that's just my favorite. That's my favorite instance of the entire team having a singular shared brain cell. In the
Oh
entire
my
team.
gosh, that's so awesome.
I just followed you guys.
See, singular shared brain
Exactly.
cell.
Well, Dwayne's a support. He's gonna follow you wherever you go.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Support too.
Oh, see, there you go. So you both were just following. It's all the
Yeah.
tank's fault. Just blame the tanks. Easy there. All right, Nanook, how about you?
I can't think of any gameplay moments,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely winning the All Stars main support felt pretty good.
Oh, awesome. TW.
So my favorite moment was beating Ragnarok after we lost to them in the preseason finals. But we didn't just beat Ragnarok. We 3-0'd them. As some of you may know, Ragnarok has a problem winning on assault maps.
Okay.
And we also drew assault against Ragnarok. gave them the 3-0 back at them.
All right, all right. To see a turnaround right there. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that three-peat and see who comes out on top. But maybe do like a what's it called, like a scrim or something and show it off. I think
we'll try to
that'd be pretty
1-0 them next time.
Because you didn't. OC wasn't there, so it was kind of unfair. I'm just saying.
Nah.
Hey, okay,
Still the dub.
okay.
Still the dub. Still got the dub. It don't matter. All right, OC. How about you?
So probably for me, it was beating the Blizzard Bears in the preseason. And it doesn't seem like a big achievement now, but still, that was a 3-2 game. That was a very, very, very close
That's
game. And
true.
it was the first close game I have ever played, and come out on top. And I actually do have the audio if you want to listen to the chaos. So here you go.
Zarna secondary. They have no bubbles. Back up left. Back. Zar one. Back up Thor. Run.
Oh boy.
Huge.
Huge.
We did it.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good night.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I feel like that's the whole reason that we started doing the comms checks, was because we knew that matches get like that. And I'm actually kind of sad we don't get those moments as often. Like, I know everybody experiences them on their own team, but for those of us that don't play on a team, like, being able to listen to the insanity that is that, what was it? I think it was last night, right? During the Harmony interview, I believe there was a recording. I forget off the top of my head who it was, but basically every time this tank got nanoed as Winston, he would just go just like the little things like that are just like so amazing. Like, I find them so cool. I think they're so cool. You just get in the groove, right? And your body just does things that you don't expect it to. All right, Asdo, how about you?
Yeah, I got two real quick ones.
All right.
We did the funny TP bomb against Reminiscence in a
That's
warm-up
right.
scrim, and that was just a classic, just an absolute goof there. And then our game against Flying Lions, pretty big game that was hyped up in the weekly podcast. My internet died an hour before that game. And it didn't come back the whole night. So I drove to my dad's about half an hour away with my computer in the back of my car, set it up in about 5 minutes, and managed to play that game. While that happened, my keyboard broke, so I didn't have a D key or a control key, and kind of had to like press and we what was it? It was 3-0? Yeah, I think we 3-0'd them.
Holy crap.
I can't remember. It was a roll though, so that was a good moment.
That's amazing. That's
well, I guess
absolutely
who needs
amazing.
to walk to the right on Joey Esports, I guess.
I guess. Put those jammies away there, Mr. Yeti. Joey Esports top tier, baby. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving on. And now this question kind of expands from the favorite memory. It can be about the tournament as a whole. It can be about your team experience. It can be about broadcasts or anything kind of related to the season at all. So, Natter, what was the one thing that you loved about Season 6?
Well, I'll probably talk about Ragnarok. I'm just really happy with how Ragnarok progressed from the start, and from them only being able to play one composition to them being sort of able to play multiple different ones, and sort of understanding how different compositions sort of integrate together. Obviously, OCN was able to play multiple off tanks. Thor, I think, also changed a lot too. He was really thinking one way. He was able to think a bit more. He also changed how we communicated a lot, which is very difficult for most people. So just I don't know. I'm just pretty happy with Ragnarok and how they improved over season.
Aw, that's awesome. All right, Dwayne, how about you? What's one thing you loved about this season?
The hashtag Dwayne gang.
Hells yeah! Oh, goodness gracious. We always have a couple for those that are new here. Whether it be on the podcast or one of the feature matches or whatnot, the memes they make themselves sometimes. So BethCon, congrats on your
I still need to pay
inauguration
her.
to the podcast and also making one of the first memes of season 6. That was pretty amazing. So, Canlises, how about you?
This one's not really like necessarily one moment through the whole season,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just the fact that we were able to actually like, play and get this far in a tournament because with our current like roster that we have, like all 7 of our players,
Mm-hmm.
we just picked up Brian this season, but this was the first time we actually managed to play through like with this roster a tournament without small mammals ruining our playoff games.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Understandable. Well, I mean, you are getting ready to face Joey Esports if you're not careful, so you better watch out if you get to the grand finals. Just saying.
We are
Just
very
saying.
small.
Lexi, how about you?
So my favorite part of the season has been like nostalgia or game nights. We've been doing a lot of
Ooh.
Jackbox and a lot of Scriblio, and we took all the team like names one night and dropped them in Scriblio, and you would be amazed at how horrible we try to draw the team logos and how bad we are at spelling.
All right. All right. Good to know. Oh, sounds like a lot of fun. All right. Teammate, how about you? Favorite one thing you loved about this season?
I think my favorite part of the season so far has just been hanging out with the Spuds just in voice chat. Just they're all the Spuds are just really awesome guys, and we all like our personalities play off each other so well, even if it's just all of us being idiots while Dwayne is silently face palming in chat, just wondering where it all went wrong.
All
Dwayne
right.
can confirm this.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think that's what I like the most about this season.
Hey, when you find a team that you gel with, sometimes that's the best part about playing. Nanook, how about you?
I've just loved bonding with the team over the season and like just improving a lot as a team. Not really myself, but just getting to know each other better and getting better together and getting pretty far in the tournament as well. And just
Nice.
being able to hang out and have fun.
All right, TW, other than trolling the Discord tier, what is another thing that you have loved about this season?
I really love how we've come together as a team. People have really grown into their roles this season. But we also have great synergy, but we also have fun and get along well. I was recently rewatching a clip of us. We were scrimming some Smurfs. They were probably like 4K or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was on Route 66 second, there was a Bastion sitting in that mega right on the right side, and he was like Baptiste plus Mercy pocketed, and all 6 of us were trying to kill him for like 30 seconds.
Oh my
And we
goodness.
couldn't kill the Bastion. And just that kind of unity we had, like we were all screaming, kill the Bastion, and I was playing Wrecking Ball. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna drop mines on his head. I dropped mines on his head. He didn't die. He didn't take any damage.
Oh goodness. I always personally, as someone who plays Bastion against Wrecking Balls, sometimes I always love when they do that because it's like, what are they supposed to do? Maybe one mine hits the Bastion, and that's it. Like, as long as they don't move, they're okay for the next 15 seconds.
But yeah, we almost lost a 6v1 to a Bastion.
Ripperoni. Well, I'm glad that you were able to pull that off in the end. That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're really talented.
Awesome. OC, how about you?
Probably for me, the best thing that came out of this season was my ability to make myself known and to get out there. Because before going in as a like completely free agent and having no experience, no really record to go off of is very, very difficult, especially to get on a very good team. And getting that kind of experience that I can really point back to for myself going into the future, that's really, really valuable. And especially getting the awards and everything that I've gotten I really appreciate it, and I honestly, it's gotten me so far, and I'm really excited for next season as well. The opportunities that I have, and I'm looking forward, and I'm just really happy that I was able to have the opportunity to participate in this season, because at this point I can really work towards a goal of hopefully going for trans tier.
Nice. Awesome. That's always the goal, and I love that people. I love when people take advantage of that, right? Like we've had teams in the past, and probably this season too, that I probably just haven't noticed. That they come into the tournament and they just play the game, and that's it. Like they don't get involved in the community. They don't really do anything, like watching the beat drops or the iris, or participating in the feature matches or anything like that. They just play in the tournament, and that's all well and good, like if that's all you really want out of it. But like the Trank community has so much more to give, and unless you take advantage of that, it sucks. Like you just miss out on so much. I felt that way when I came in during season 4 as a caster, because I just had so many really bad experiences with communities before then. I was like, okay, I'm just here to cast, and that's all I'm gonna do. But as I got to learn more and more about the community, I was like, wow, I'm missing out on a lot that's going on here, and I really want to get involved in that. So definitely, if you, yeah, and I would feel I can't speak for other tournaments, but I would imagine that it's similar to that. That if you're a tournament community and that you have a tournament going on, try to find out if there are other ways that you can get involved, because that really not only does that kind of get your name out there so that people know who you are, but it also just gives you lots of different experiences. For instance, you're getting ready to do one of our VODs or getting ready to do one of our video edits for the end of the season. So if you didn't get involved, who knows if we'd have somebody to be able to fill that gap. So awesome. And Asdo, how about you? What's the favorite thing that you loved about this season?
I have the same answer as OC. I'll kind of elaborate a bit more for myself, where getting my name out there and kind of having people understand kind of who I am, having some people fear my play, that's definitely a good feeling. But in general, ever since I started going to live events for Overwatch League,
Okay.
I've just kind of had this urge to start kind of providing more and being more involved with the community. I think Overwatch has a really special community, and when you find yourselves in leagues like Trank, you have a lot of good people around you, whether they're on your team, whether they're not on your team. So getting involved, and for me personally, starting to branch out into more possibly production sides, looking into more content creation, editing, things like that. I find that I've kind of started to kind of grow more outside of what I've been sheltered in. For the most part, I've been pretty much just working within our org and working with players there, and personal VOD reviews, coaching, things like that. But for the most part, the more you can branch out, the more you kind of realize that this community is kind of amazing, and there's a lot of really good people in it that if you're not really out there talking to, you're not going to meet. So
yeah, there's always so much more to offer. And I mean, you just look at what happens with people going, people that got their starts here. Like, of course, there's me. I've moved up to Reflash doing OD and trials. Doer got his start here. He's doing Contenders China. You look at teams like Pogfish or players like Rocket that have made their way into OD and Contenders Trials from Tranquility. So I think the biggest thing that I like to harp on a lot for this community is not only do you have a lot of opportunities, but it shows that Overwatch doesn't have to be toxic in order for you to improve and to be great as a player or to be part of its community. I mean, we have our moments. We have some good times with our admin nights where you get to get all your tea bags and your BMs out and whatnot. But I mean, for the most part, we've created such a great space for people to learn and grow, and I think that brings a lot more to the table than some tournaments that just kind of settle for, this is the way that gaming is, quote unquote, and so we just deal with it. So I think that's a really good thing to see. So now that we've talked about this season, let's look forward. Let's look ahead to next season. And I kind of want to get your feedback a little bit. This is kind of your opportunity to share what you got on your mind and tell me, starting again with Natter, what is one thing that you'd like to see added or improved upon going into season 7?
Wish I had a little more time to think about that. That probably could have come up with something good. Can you come back to the end?
I sure can. How about you, Dwayne? You got something?
Honestly, can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Canlises, how about you?
Yeah, I hate to continue the cycle here, but
No
I need to
worries.
think about that a little bit.
Okay, Lexi?
Dang, we just skipped everyone. Straight to me.
I mean, I did go through the script at the beginning, folks. This wasn't a surprise.
I think overall there's like a lot of players out there willing to give like VOD reviews and stuff, like Transcendence tier players willing to give Harmony tier players VOD reviews and stuff. But I feel like maybe it's not utilized because when you're going through the recruiting channels and the Harmony recruiting channels, like those posts are kind of hard to find sometimes, or the free agent channels. So maybe adding a role for like VOD review,
like adding a channel for like VOD reviews or coaching
or
separate
yeah,
from
like a
free
request.
agents.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually doesn't sound like a bad idea. I think that would definitely be doable. I mean, I'm sure that Cav and the admins might see it differently, seeing how many channels the rest of us see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure one more in each tier couldn't hurt that bad, right? All right, teammate, how about you?
This is a very difficult question, and I'm right now making sure my mic's not muted because I didn't see
You're good.
my
I hear
icon.
everything you're saying.
All right, good. But yeah, this is a very difficult question, and
okay.
I got nothing, honestly.
All right. I mean, I have to say, after 6 seasons and seeing where Tranquility's come from, there's very few things that I'd have as well. I think really the big thing that we're always looking at is about, what does it take to go to that next step is the thing that a lot of us are focused on. So, awesome. Sometimes you don't got anything, and that's okay. Nanook, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know how this would be done, but some way to stream more matches, because it feels like you don't get to see a lot of teams. You don't get to see a lot of the different teams play.
Yeah.
Only like specific teams when they're on stream. A lot of like the higher level teams and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I've been doing with my Friday nights because I wanted my casting practice to be able to highlight some more teams kind of unofficially for Tranquility. But yeah, it's hard because, all that stuff takes manpower and it takes ability. And unfortunately, we don't have it. And then, of course, specifically with a game like Overwatch, Papa Blizzard is not fond of you streaming when Overwatch League's on. So so we have to work around that as well. And so I would agree that there is a want on our end as well to be able to do that. But you also have to think that there are some teams that also just don't want to be streamed. And that's okay. So even though you might want to see a particular team or a particular match, it's unfortunately sometimes it's just not in the cards, but we're going to keep doing everything that we can to try to bring you as much as we can. So if the media team gets bigger, which we're always recruiting in the off season, just saying, always looking for producers and casters. I think we're pretty good on casters right now, which is actually surprising. But we're always in need of more producers. So if you're a producer or if you want to learn how to produce, again, a great place to start is right here in Tranquility. So, all right, TW, how about you? Got any feedback for us? Any ways to add things or improve things for the next season?
Sure. So, I was thinking like, what is different about Tranquility than what I would like to see?
Okay.
And I think the one thing is more engagement with the streams or with the players, just like overall, like more of a community, and try to move away from much of that. I feel like when I play in GGNA, it's just I go to match, I play a match, I don't interact with the server. I want to get as away from that as possible,
Okay.
right? And I think there's two different approaches you have to do simultaneously.
Okay.
One is to promote how or give incentives for people to watch stuff like BeatDrop or watch the streamed games. I don't know what
we actually are doing that right now with
right.
the gift
You
cards
win
we're giving
shirts
away
and stuff,
Yeah.
which I think that's good. The stuff uploaded to YouTube though,
Yeah, we
which
got to figure something out with that. I agree.
I don't know how you do that with YouTube, but I think that would be good. And
Typically, we
also,
do like all the beat drops are associated usually with a feature match. So once the feature match is done, we encourage people to go over to YouTube. So
okay,
yeah, that's something that we're working on. We've noticed that even though people have asked for like having team interviews and stuff like that, it doesn't get. It seems like those people that want it aren't as invested in it, and it's not reaching enough people to be effective. So that's definitely something on the table we're talking about in the off season.
And I think the other side of that is using the server to promote the so you use the streams to promote the server, and you also need the server to promote the streams, I think. And so I again don't know what that looks like, but maybe so in the podcast discussion, there's that poll thing for like who wins the match, but maybe even increase that interactivity a little more. I don't know what that looks like, but I think just the more interactivity and cross between the streams and the Discord server would be good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, other than the predictions that we do, there is I think it's an LBA tag because people were complaining a couple of seasons ago about the at everyone going out for every feature match. So we actually created a tag for it. I don't know how you sign up for it or whatnot, but it actually
react to something.
Yeah, in the announcements channel, like you get an announcement every time the stream goes live. And so I don't know if there's more that we can do with that, but it's definitely something we could look into. So thank you for your feedback. OC, how about you?
Yeah, and I think I can actually follow up on what TW was talking about with interactivity with the match predictions. I think it'd be cool if we if you did something with like how Overwatch League does pick'ems for that, where people can actually kind of rack up points and rack up score for correctly predicting a score or so on. And I'm pretty sure there are services out there for that you could set up, and it would just add, another layer of maybe competition if you want to predict Harmony tier matches, whatever, with your org. I think that'd be pretty cool, and I think that could be implemented pretty easily. So that's one thing that I think could, just another layer of interactivity. Another thing I think would be interesting on the production side is for podcasts and things like that, especially for announcing like winners for EOS. You could always like show in some video tidbits of their gameplay, or maybe put together something for that, or in a podcast. Maybe if a team pulls off a crazy play or an upset or something, maybe go into depth into a fight or something. Like kind of some of the stuff you see Overwatch League do in their streams, where they'll kind of go into a fight. They'll analyze the team in some cases, like what they play, stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool.
So
and
being a little bit more interactive with the replays instead of just kind of replaying and just kind of letting it be while we're talking. Okay.
Well, not even on stream. I mean, you can also do that on a podcast, look back and
Yeah, I have to figure out how we would do that, to be completely honest with you. So that would be an interesting one. I mean, we have the what is it, the montage reel that we run, but yeah, it would be interesting to see if we could pick out like a fight or two from the week prior and maybe break that down. I think that'd be kind of neat. What else you got?
Like you can just take the footage from the feature match. That's really all you need to do for the podcast, and then kind of break it down, look at how a team approaches a fight, maybe a big switch or something that won them the match.
Gotcha.
So stuff like that. I think that would be another layer of production that even I would be willing with helping out next season. I think that would be pretty cool. That's just one of my personal ideas that I think could be implemented. And another thing, this is more of a controversial opinion, if anything, but all matches, their replay codes should be made public at
so you're talking about not just in the playoffs, but all the time.
Yeah, and there's reasons such as it kind of like it desensitizes people from wanting to stream their matches, right?
Okay.
Like it makes the incentive to really like make the matches known and make the information about them known even more, because then you want to keep your strat secret if the other team has their strat secret, and
Yep.
then maybe you're unhappy because the other team streams their match from their perspective, and it could start a lot of it has the possibility to not only start some sort of drama or issue with a team just unhappy about a stream being like done from the other team,
Okay.
but also you know, replay codes could be leaked. Like imagine if a team is like asking, hey, can we see the replay?
Yeah, actually, we had that problem a little earlier this season. So yeah, I know exactly what you're
like
talking
that's
about.
what I guess that's a very like that's a problem that could come up. And I think that if everybody's matches are public, which I think really just makes sense anyways, then nobody's at a disadvantage. Everybody can see them, and it just makes sense. It puts everybody in an even playing field, and it really it kills any issues that were there. And going into a tournament, that would make sense to even me. Like you're walking into a tournament, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to play in this tournament because they make you post the replay codes.
Okay.
That makes sense. It just does, and that's my opinion. But
all right,
you know, I feel like it could avoid a lot of problems with that.
Yeah, that's something that we're still talking about going into the next season for sure, about the whole replay code aspect of it. So yeah, it was kind of interesting how we implemented it so quickly this time around, but I think we're going to go into a little bit more detail and see whether it's still something that we want to keep just for the playoffs, or if we want to expand that out to the whole season, so like you said, so that we don't have any further issues with that. So all right, Asdo, I think we're on you now, right?
Yeah. One thing that only just happened in the past week that I think would be a really great thing community-wise is encouraging teams to convene after matches.
How so?
We did that. So after our match versus Aphelion, they pinged our team just saying like, "Hey, want to meet up in one of the general chats and just kind of talk for a bit." We kind of just shot the shit, talked a bit about the match, some close bits, kind of just said like, "Hey, like really close game," and kind of just complimented each other. Kind of just moved on our way after that. It was like probably about 10 minutes we were talking, but I think it's just a really good way to kind of get to know other teams in the community, get to know other players. It makes it feel a lot more personal, as opposed to like TW was talking about earlier with GGNA. Like you kind of just go into a match and then leave, right?
Gotcha.
So it's kind of really just a blank slate over there, whereas with something like this that is very community driven, you can incorporate a lot more people, and kind of you have no idea where those connections can end up. So I think that would definitely be a good thing. And then I think really the only other thing is to kind of elaborate on what Osi was saying with the kind of breakdown segments of feature matches. I think like if you were able to reach out, it would depend on who would be willing to do it, but if you were able to reach out to coaches within the community of that tier and have them do like a short recorded segment kind of breaking down a fight, if somebody's able to isolate, hey, can you break down this for us, you're able to kind of feature coaches from other teams and have them break things down, kind of again incorporate more of the community and kind of have that more personal effect, and still kind of keep some of the work to other people. And obviously it would completely depend on the coach, and you can't force people to do things. But I feel like there would be a lot of coaches in the league that would be totally willing to do something like that.
I think that'd actually be pretty interesting. So instead of maybe necessarily the podcasters breaking it down, doing like a what's it called? Like a
little segment,
like a snippet review. You know, have like a video editor sit down with a coach and be like, hey, like we got this clip for you, like, you know, and just kind of talk out your process, like how you would analyze this clip, and you know what you think that each team could do better, or you know did well, or this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pretty good idea. I like them. I like those ideas. Let's take it back to the top for Mr. Natter. Did you get anything out of that?
So, I mean, one of the things that I'll sort of go on OC, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but actually, like for Owl, They every team has information on other teams.
Uh-huh.
Before matches, they have like scouting reports or like data that their like teams are given, as
Oh.
well as all replay codes from official matches are shared and stuff like that, so people can do their own scouting. So I think it's like personally, I think if stuff is getting streamed, I wish that the contenders did it as well. I think all replay codes should be public
Okay.
because it's already streamed, and I think it incentivizes people to more stream more, and I also think it incentivizes more competitive aspect in coaching and players to scout and watch more play. Then it makes also teams more competitive because then teams have to like think, are these guys doing it just to match or like against those enemies? Like are these guys running double bubble only because the enemy team is running like brawl and like they're bad with double bubble or something, or is it actually what they run and like get the whole cool strategy component into it, which I think is really cool. I think one of the other bigger things, I want to do once I'm finally settled, in like a month-ish, after moving. I think it's like really important for like communities and like leagues and stuff to actually obviously have a bigger audience. So you won't be the amount of people that DM me and say, "Hey, I'm part of a team. I'm looking to join a league." And like I normally just like go Tranquility or like a few other leagues that I know. It happens a lot, and I think a lot of people don't fully know that there's so much stuff out there to compete in. And I think a lot of it's because it's really hard actually, right? To like like how do you say like on social media post, you put stuff on YouTube, Reddit, like all that stuff, it's just still difficult because it'll just get seen by. I think one of the
Yeah.
biggest things is like trying to like get in touch with like content creators that are really
Okay.
big and try and then like use that connection to like try and drag more people in. What I want to do obviously too later on is like try and like have connections and like give it more life to like the leagues and stuff because I think there's so many like again like gold to like GM teams that I know that are just looking to like be more competitive, and they're like, "Oh, Overwatch doesn't have tournaments. Overwatch doesn't have tournaments." I'm like, "There's a lot of leagues,
There's a lot of
right?"
tournaments out there. You have no
Yeah,
idea.
exactly, right. So it's just like I don't know, find some way maybe to like connect with content creators or something like that because I think that's the best way you're actually going to be able to like get more if possible. I don't know. Because I
Interesting.
think like you guys have probably one of the best like quality production and stuff like that, and like casters and everything. So when like you guys do podcasting, you do a lot more than a lot of other people, right?
Yep.
So I think you could easily average a lot more viewers and stuff on Twitch. It's just gonna help
Yeah, this season
public.
has been fun. Essentially keeping almost probably high 80s to 100 all
Yeah,
season
that's a
long
lot.
has been a big change for
Yeah,
us.
it's a lot.
So that's really amazing. But yeah, I can definitely concur with that, and I think that's things that we are looking to do. So one of the teasers that we did that we kind of tried out in the off season before this season was the Tranquility Open, where we invited like teams that normally wouldn't qualify to be in Tranquility would be able to participate. So we had teams like Attack Mode and Hour Zero
Oh.
that ended up participating in it.
Oh, I remember that
Yep.
actually. Okay.
And so I think that's something that we're looking to continue as one of those ways to be able to like promote the brand, so to speak, and say that, if you love it, watching these teams like go at it at the higher levels, know that there's a place for you too, that you can participate if you want to get on a team or if you want to get involved in at another level of Overwatch, so to speak. But yeah, that's some great feedback. We'll definitely take that to heart and see what we can do with it. All right. Let's see. I think it was just Dwang and Canlises, right, that we needed to go back through. So Dwang.
I agree with a lot of the feedback that everybody else has been giving.
Okay.
Something else that uh I heard mentioned earlier was like um some other tournaments will do like free agent showcase.
Actually, when
And
someone said that, that was what I was thinking too.
yeah,
Like we do
so
the
I
preseason for kind of that reason, but I think having specifically like a free agent showcase like a couple of weeks before the season starts, that actually
yeah,
might be a really good idea.
yeah, I feel like having a showcase earlier, like I don't know, maybe a month or
Oh,
so
okay.
before the season starts, because like you obviously want teams to start gelling together and scrimming together before
True,
the
true,
season
true.
actually starts. Um, but yeah, I feel like having some sort of showcase where like managers and coaches of teams can observe everybody playing, all the free agents playing, and they can like pick up players however they want.
Okay.
Maybe like I feel like drafting players would actually be kind of cool, but it might be really complicated. And might not be practical. But
What do you mean?
like having some sort of like how like the NFL like has draft every year.
Yeah, that
So
would
like
probably get a little complicated.
Dude,
yeah,
that would be cool for like one tournament though.
Oh boy.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's tournaments like that where
Yeah, I
like management will sign up, and then there's kind of a big player of pools, and every team is drafted to be that way.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
that's something that we do kind of small scale, like in the off
Mhm.
season. But I mean, that's a good idea. I mean, we
Because
had, I think it was last night, someone had thrown out the whole like what they do in contenders thing for playoffs about um, doing like the top half draft the bottom half as their opponents for the first round. So
Mhm.
that's another thing that that has been mentioned that is. I imagine is something that we're looking at because I know that it sucks that you don't always get to face the teams that you may want to face in a season just because of how everything works out. So I think that I would say that we're doing a pretty good job of trying to get around that and seeing if we can make it not I wouldn't say more fair, but just give you more opportunities to be able to compete against teams that you really want to, other than in scrims. So, and Canla says, I think you were the only one left that we had to skip from the beginning.
Yeah, so I like the idea you brought up earlier about having like an open kind of division, but as for like my own idea, it's not really like super innovative or anything.
Okay.
But as someone who just came into Tranquility this season, at the start it was a little like hard knowing who was who.
Okay.
And so I feel like something that's not like too complicated, but is still doable, is for like Harmony, Discord, and Transcendence, like all those chat groups. If you just had like a chat that's like locked to everybody, and you just like have one message in there that's like the team names and like which player plays which role on that team. Like just knowing that, I feel like can help new people in the community kind of get a better feel for who's who when they're chatting with someone in like Discord discussion or something.
Interesting. We actually did something like that this time around, sort of. We did like a Q&A with the captains and GMs at the beginning of the season. So we went through the rule book, like we introduced ourselves for like the admins and the moderators and whatnot to kind of give people an idea. But maybe doing something like a tier get together where we get which I mean is kind of, I wouldn't say is, I guess, hard, but we could do like maybe like a pugs night where like all the GMs and team captains get together and be able to just kind of like hang out with one another, get to know one another, and be able to connect that way. I think would also help with because I know that folks are always looking for scrims. That's the big thing. We got to find scrims. So being able to find scrim partners that way might actually be a really cool thing. So yeah. Awesome. A lot of good stuff. And you know what? After 3 of these, nobody mentioned removing the teabag rule. So heck yeah. All right. That's it. This has been a good week of recording. Let me tell you. I tell you, it's the one thing that we probably get asked the most is like, why can't you remove the teabag rule? Like, come on, man. It's like, go do it in competitive play. Like, you don't have to do it here. There's so many other places you can do it.
I'll find more creative ways to BM.
Exactly.
Honestly, yeah,
just BM in
like,
more
if you gotta
creative
BM,
ways.
Like, I remember seeing someone do the soldier push-up emote.
Oh my goodness.
Or like actually using sprays creatively. I would love to see more creative usage of sprays in that way.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I was going to say that brings us to the end of our night, but not just yet, because we got one final question. And I'm sorry, folks. I know I promised to be like an hour and a half, and we're now going into 2 hours. So the last question I got is, who's gonna win? We got 4 teams remaining, and this is gonna be nice because in the Transcendence tier, it was basically Ghostly Peppers with friends. In the Harmony tier, I think everyone except for one person had already been kicked out by now. But here we got kind of a little bit of a blend, and not everybody's from the same team. So I really want to know, who do you think will take away this grand championship in the Discord tier? And the teams remaining, if you don't know, are Q for Quarantine, Joey Esports, Inferno Foxes, and NYAA. So starting again at the top with Natter.
Not really sure. I'm gonna go with the first team you said because they were
Q
the
for
first team
Quarantine?
you said, so
All
they're
right.
probably gonna get first.
Okay.
Q for Quarantine.
Q for Quarantine has been making
take
some
that, I'll take
waves, that's for sure. Inferno Foxes was the team that beat Ragnarok in the last stage.
Wait.
So-
I changed
I changed my
answer. Change the team that beat Ragnarok.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Inferno
He's probably
Foxes.
gonna
I got you. All right.
Nook feeling the love, right?
All right, Dwayne, how about you?
I want to say Inferno Foxes because I just love everybody on that team, but I think Nya is gonna win it all. In a close match against Joey.
All right. And then we got Canlises. Who's gonna take away the dub?
I mean, I play on NYA, so I'm kind of just obligated to say that. I think
You are not obligated to say that.
I'm gonna say it anyways.
Okay. It was funny enough. We had that moment a couple days ago, or last night during one of the recordings. I was like, "You're not obligated," and it's like, "Okay, I'm going with this team." It's like, all right, you good, man, you good. Lexi, how about you? Who do you think's gonna take away the dub?
So I'm gonna go with Inferno Foxes because I
Okay.
think being an end of season award winner, we were all just cursed. So
Oh.
I'm sorry, by winning, like, you just cursed your team.
All right,
Usually
all
what
right.
happens.
All right. Inferno Fox is definitely one of those that kind of has been surprising folks a little bit. Didn't kind of rode under the radar during the season for the most part, and now is really making some waves. So it'll be interesting to see what they continue to do. Teammate, how about you?
This is really difficult because I'm pretty sure Spuds have played against all 4 of these teams, and of the 4 of them, we barely beat Q for Quarantine. Inferno Foxes destroyed us. Joey Esports destroyed us, and NYAA destroyed us even harder. So, based on that metric, I will have to go for NYAA.
All right. The levels of destruction. Got it. All right. Nanook, how about you? You got some skin in this game.
Definitely gotta say Q for Quarantine. I think we're a little under the radar. They don't see us coming, but I feel like we can take it.
Well, you ain't under the radar no more. There's only 4 of you left. So if somebody's sleeping on you, like Mr. Yeti with his Joey Esports jammies is like, oh, I don't think you can sleep on these teams anymore. Just not possible. TW, how about you?
So, since if I was biased in my pick because I'm on Naya, I would say Naya. If I
Okay.
wasn't biased, I would also say Naya because we have Tetra, and Tetra is the best player in the world.
All right,
and he would probably bench any main support in the Overwatch League. So,
wow. All right.
I do have to say
Actually, real
that
info.
I booped Tetra's beat off the map in our match.
Oh.
Who's sitting in this call right now? Where's Tetra? Huh? Where's Tetra?
Oh,
Exactly.
we have also,
Exactly.
the only team in this Discord call we have not beat is Joey Esports.
Hey, let's
go.
Because we haven't played them yet.
That's
I'm
one,
sure that
one
would
beat, one booped
Hey,
beat
Inferno
does not a
Foxes
victory
isn't
make.
in this Discord call.
True,
That's
yeah,
true.
we haven't played Inferno Foxes
That's
either
true.
yet.
No Inferno Foxes in here. Again, just kind of a team that flew under our radar this time around. And that's what we're always talking about, right? That, it sucks to say, but end of season and All-Stars is a bit about skill, but is a bit about name recognition. So if we don't know you, how are people supposed to vote for you? Like, sorry,
True.
like that's just kind of how it works. You know, there's 72 teams. That's over 500 players. You got to stand out. You just got to stand out, people. That's the only way that it works. It's not a favoritism thing. It's just a knowing you name. Knowing
I will
you thing.
also say, since we're talking about Inferno Foxes flying under the radar,
Yep.
they kind of got gypped in terms of stage 1 because they were in a pool with a bunch of other like very noticeable teams going into stage 2.
That's true. That is true. That is true. So, well, you know, like I said, not sleeping on them no more. They're here, and they've shown their flames. So we will see if they can continue on. OC, how about you?
So, for me, I'm gonna go into a little detail of how I think it's gonna play out.
All right.
Inferno Foxes are a very, very strong team, and how they play, especially with the brawl, it's going to be very, very similar to how Nya are going to be playing. So I guarantee you, it's going to be a 4-3 with a draw on Hanamura.
Okay, Bard. Okay, Bard. Okay, Bard.
Real. A 4-3 with a draw on Hanamura specifically. I don't know when that 2CP map is going to happen. It's going to happen.
Okay.
And then
well, there's only
Nya-
one in the run, so it can only happen on that map.
And then after that, Q for Quarantine, I'm sorry, but you made it as far as you did because bracket diff. Joey Esports are just insane. So yeah, Joey Esports are probably gonna take that match like 4-1, 4-2 at best. And then in the finals, Nya are gonna basically roll Joey Esports.
All right.
True. Yeah.
Dang. OC drawing the line in the sand right here. I see. Okay. Okay. All right. Asdo.
Yeah, well, as a big Joey player, all I will say is we beat Inferno Foxes 4-0 on a forfeit, so clearly we're better. I've seen some NYA stuff, and they look real solid on the brawl. Don't know about other comps. There's no shade there. Just that's all I know right now. I think we can take you for Quarantine. Definitely going to be a better match than when we played them at the start of the season. We're definitely preparing for a tough match. I think in the end we'll end up meeting NYNA, and then we'll probably just get absolutely stomped. So I've got faith in them to take it. But at the same time, I mean, all I'll say is our team, we're not playing our best characters yet. So I think meta wise, depending where it ends up, we're looking pretty strong in multiple areas with our flexibility.
All right.
Spooky.
We're getting cursed.
And for me, my reverse caster curse and bracketology didn't work out for the Flying Lions this time around, so I don't get that choice. But they were going to be meeting up against NYAA in the grand finals on my end, so I feel that that's going to be the case. But folks, don't take it from us, all right? Well, actually, don't take it from us at all, because you're not going to see this until after that's already over. So let us know if let us know in the chat during the premiere of this if we were right or if we were wrong. So I think we got just about everybody taking one on all fronts for all teams, so somebody's got to get it right here. But
I think we're all going to get it wrong.
Exactly.
It's going to be a
Joey's
tie.
gonna win. Let's go.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be a map 9, map 10 barn burner grand finals, and people are just going to pass out from exhaustion because it's been such
If
a long
Naya
night.
gets to the grand finals, we're gonna draw 10 maps in a row, and then both sides will just give up.
I was about ready to say, you can't tie 10 maps in a row. That is impossible.
Watch us.
You can't.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'll say if it's Joey and NYA, we'll find a way.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
It's physically possible to tie
well,
three of the four map types.
little bit of surprise for you all, not a surprise for everybody watching the recording, but I will be the one casting that match. So thanks for the heads up that I might die that night. That's good to know. All right. So that brings us to the end of our night. Sorry for keeping it a lot longer, but we had some good conversation, and we don't always get that on the BeatDrop. So I had to let it go. Yeti can punish me later on that. But now we're here at the end, so now we gotta do some server kick trivia. It's a great way that we end things here in the Tranquility community. The way it works is I give you a piece of trivia, and you have to give me the answer to said trivia. And by doing so, you say your name. So if you're Lexi, you just say Lexi, or if you're your teammate, you could just say teammate, whatever works for you. And the first person to buzz in with their name gets to answer the question. If you get it right, you get to choose someone to kick from the server. You can't kick me, because then obviously who's going to finish this recording? And that'd just be mean. I've been with you all night, giving you so many amazing compliments. How could you do that? And you can't kick yourself, because we don't allow you to be nice here. And so you can also circumvent that last part by just getting the answer wrong, and then we'll just kick you out that way. So, and then if you get to the end, you get to close out the night with me on our final BeatDrop of Season 6. So does anybody have any questions before we get started?
Nope.
All right.
We're good.
Let's rock and roll. So tonight, because, again, I've had to do 3 of these in a row and I'm not creative, it's Overwatch voice lines and interactions. So the way that this is going to work is that it'll either be a hero and a map or a hero and another hero, and that interaction can be many different ways. It can be, an ally killing an enemy. It can be one hero eliminating another hero. It could just be like a spawn interaction. Lots of different ways that can happen. So the first one, I think we'll go with this one. If these bots want to go into the light, I'll be more than happy to take them there. This is
Teammate.
A hero and map interaction. Teammate.
So that's Junkrat on Nepal. in
That
Spawn.
is correct. Ding,
What
ding, ding,
the-
ding, 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 ding.
What? What?
Everybody that
Oh my
plays
God.
the game but doesn't pay attention to anything other than the game.
You'd be surprised at how many useless bits of knowledge I've assimilated.
Oh, are you kidding? I know a majority of these myself. I love them. I love hearing them. So, teammate, you have all the power. Who is it going to be?
I'm going to say I am a little bit salty about how completely NYA rolled us in our playoff match.
All right.
So I'm going to request that TW be removed from the server.
Oh,
Kick can.
No.
It's
All
too
right.
late. I'll do that one next time.
All right. So, unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to prepare your special kick messages. So, everybody tonight will get to give their final words speech until I'm done writing your message.
Okay. Tetra is the best player of all time. That's all I got.
Well, you're going to have to give me more than that. I haven't even started typing yet.
Oh, no.
All right.
Let's see. 1 second. Where is it?
You got an entire speech written out?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm scrolling up to my speech.
Excellent.
No shot.
I'm not sure if I feel comfortable joining the team. Gambit seems to annoyed at my very existence. Gambit also feels like he was honestly done with you all as a team. Gambit also called all my heroes trash and indirectly remarked that I'm somewhat mentally disabled for not hearing his calls when the whole team was talking over him. I'm not sure if
Oh
it's
my
something about how
goodness.
he is or his attitude. Rage seems to really dislike me and he shows some sort of disgust for me. I call out and there's someone on me and nothing happens. You lose the fight and somehow I get the
All
feeling
right,
that
I
y'all-
got you. All right. All right, TW, thank you so much for being here. Glad to have you here. But, TW877, more like a 747 if you ask me, and you're flying right out of this server.
Hopefully not crashing on the way out.
Ooh,
messed
that would be a rip. That would be a rip indeed. All right. So now for those of you that haven't done it, you got an idea of how it goes. So here we go. Let's see. All right. Here we go. This is another hero and map interaction. I think they are still angry about those jewels we stole. I miss that crown.
OC.
OC.
Junkrat on Junkertown.
Oh, no. See, they didn't steal the crown from Junkertown. They stole, or the jewels, rather, from Junkertown. They stole the jewels and crown from King's Row, and actually, it was Roadhog, not Junkrat. So, 2 for 2, right on, or 0 for 2 right there, OC. So, I'm going to go ahead and start writing up your message. Give me your final words speech, please.
My final words are: I have declared self-rivalry on Drowsy from Ya, and I will beat up Drowsy from said Ya in All-Stars. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, but until then, I'm still here, so I'm just waiting for Captain Jack to do his thing. Yep. We got destroyed. We don't talk about Inferno Fox's game, except for King's Row. I did good on King's Row. That was cool.
All right, OC. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. But, oh, say, can you see me kicking you from the server? They're not all golden, folks. All right, I'm running on like 0 right now, so you get what you get. All right, let's see. Get another one here. Another one. Ooh, this was a good one. All right. This one is an interaction between 2 heroes. It's a hero eliminating another hero. Justice is defined by the hand that deals it. Teammate.
That's, I think, Zen against Farah.
Wow, that is correct. When Zenyatta eliminates an enemy, Farah, one of the lines he could say is, justice is defined by the hand that deals it. So, teammate, the power is yours once again.
All right, well, TW asked me to do this, so I guess I might as well. Canlises.
It's over.
Canlises, it was so nice to have you here, but we got to send you on your way. Go ahead and commence with your final words speech.
My favorite character is the Reaper guy. He is very powerful.
Oh my God.
Special move. Honestly, is one of the best in the game. And so he comes equipped with these 2 revolvers and only takes about 3 or 4 shots to actually execute a kill. So it comes really in handy, especially when you come from the side.
Gotta keep going. Come on, where's some more of that copy pasta?
I think the balance team is doing an amazing job. Fun to play and interesting to watch. $5 has been sent to your PayPal account. Please delete this part of the message.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Canlises, thank you so much for being here. But, you know, I just gotta say, I couldn't care lesses about kicking you out. Oh, wait. I can.
Damn, that's brutal.
It's brutal.
Brutal.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Maybe this will be a little bit more competition. It's fairly common to hear this one. This is an interaction between 2 heroes. Still using that feather duster of a gun? How's that working for you? Why don't you come over here and find out?
Asdo.
I
believe that's an interaction between Widowmaker and Winston.
Wow, that is incorrect. It is Winston. It is Winston, the feather duster. Does give it away, but that is from the Torbjorn. Still using that feather duster of a gun. How's that working for you? So,
such a fool.
Asdo, so close, yet so far away. We do need to let you go, my friend, so go ahead and commence with your final words speech.
Yeah, I got all I'll say is that if Captain Jack says a joke about Asdo, more like as don't, he's being lazy. And then a shout out for the Joseph Electronic Sports fellas, as I will read the Ja Rule Wikipedia entry.
Oh my goodness.
Of, Jeffrey Bruce Atkins, born February 29th, 1976, better known by his stage name Ja Rule, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and actor. Born in Hollis, Queens, he debuted in 1999 with Veni Vedi. Oh my. Okay, hang on, something happened. Debuted in 1999 with Veni Vedi Veci and its single Holla Holla. From 1999 to 2005, Ja Rule had multiple hits that made the top 20 of the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, including Between Me and You with Christina Milian, I'm Real, and Ain't It Funny with Jennifer Lopez, which both topped the US Billboard Hot 100.
All right, I got you.
Excellent.
All right, Asdo. Thank you so much for joining us. And you know what? For a matter of fact, Asdo, I'm not lazy. Sometimes I'm just about as done about writing these kick messages all the time.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Only 5 remain. Let's see what we still got here. All right. Well, maybe this is a little bit of an easier one. Let's see. This is a hero with an interaction on a particular map. I should have brought my pads. Probably could have found a pickup game here.
Oh, Dwayne.
Dwayne!
Oh shit, I forgot. I know it's Lucio.
Okay. Would you like me to repeat it one more time?
Sure.
I should have brought my pads. I probably could have found a pickup game here.
Junkertown.
No. So Lucio says that if you're thinking pads, you could be thinking soccer or hockey, which would be Volskaya.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Dwayne Gang, we gotta send you on your way. So go ahead, commence with your final words speech.
Hashtag DwayneGang for life. Follow me on Twitter. My tag is DwayneW_50.
There you go.
Also follow me on Twitch, although I don't really stream much anymore. Same tag. I think you guys are going to hear this after All-Star voting ends, so I would ask you to vote for me for All-Stars, but I think it's too late. Let's see. Watch out for the hashtag Dwayne Heart next season, as I'll be off-rolling on main tank.
Ooh.
Now that's terrifying.
Beppo, get ready to get MTD'd.
Alright, I'll make sure to save all of my offensive support cooldowns for you.
Please don't.
All right. That'll have to do. All right. Thanks, Dwayne, for spending some time with us, and congrats once again on your award. But D-Wang, you tried to hold on, but you didn't.
Okay, that one was good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Sometimes they come to me, and sometimes they're just a pile of hot garbage. So, all right. Down to the final 4. All right. Let me highlight that one so I don't use it again. All right. This is one ally commenting on another ally getting an elimination. I knew there was a reason I kept you around, and it wasn't for the sparkling conversation. I knew there was a reason I kept you around, and it wasn't for the sparkling conversation.
Teammate.
Teammate. Seems like you're kind of being forced into it. Everybody else is just being so quiet.
Unfortunate. Okay. I'm going to guess this one is Sombra to Reaper.
You would think that actually would be a pretty good one. I wouldn't have been surprised if that were the case, but no. There's another that is also very unspoken if you watch cinematics and whatnot, and that is Roadhog. And of course, you know the one that's making that comment is Junkrat. So, sorry, teammate. You tried, teammate, but unfortunately, we have to send you on your way. Any last words? Or your final word speech, if you will, while I prep your message.
Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps,
Oh my
cross-eyed
gosh.
mosquitoes, and bow-legged ants. Admission is free. Please pay at the door, pull up a chair, and sit on the floor. I stand here before you to sit down beside you to tell you a tale I know nothing about. Early one morning, late at night, two dead brothers got up to fight. Back to back they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. A blind man came to see fair play, a dumb man came to shout hooray, the mute onlookers shrieked in fright, and the lame man danced at the grisly sight. A deaf policeman heard the noise and came to kill the two dead boys, and a paralyzed donkey passing by kicked them all and made them fly. They flew clean through a 10-inch wall into a dry ditch that drowned them all. There I sat at the corner of the round table, the only witness of the facts of my fable, and if you don't believe this lie is true, ask the blind man, for he saw it too.
All right, I got you, teammate. All right, well, thank you so much for being here, teammate. But, you know, just like my teammates in competitive, you're being sent back to spawn. Can't save them all, you know.
I know you get all the quiet people who don't know.
I mean, honestly, for those that watch the BeatDrop, this is actually a common occurrence, right? So it's either like two people that don't answer like the entire time, or it is one person that answers a majority of them and one person that doesn't answer any of them. So y'all are just living up to what we normally see here. So with the final three, I think more than likely, because none of y'all have answered thus far, I think I might have to implement what I did last night, and it will be you all will get a chance to answer. So I will give you the line or lines, and then we'll just go down the list, and the one of you that is closest to that answer will have the power to kick the others. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Let me find a good one. Da, dun, da, da. All right. All right. So this is one hero eliminating another hero. Always overconfident. So, Natter, would you like to put in your guess?
McCree to, I don't know, McCree to Lucio? I don't know.
All right, Lexi, how about you? Always overconfident.
I'm trying to think. Anna to Bara, maybe? I don't know.
Nanook, your turn as well. Always
I don't know.
overconfident.
Maybe like Zenyatta to Reinhardt or something. I don't know.
Nanook, you are the closest of the three because it is Soldier eliminating Reinhardt. Always overconfident.
He's the most confident guy I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So, Nanook, the power is yours. Who will it be?
I'll do Natter since he's got to do homework.
All
Let's
right.
go.
You haven't been doing it the past 2.5 hours at this point? Goodness
I
gracious.
have, but like
I
it's
feel
hard.
you. No, I feel you. I feel you. All right, Natter. It was so great having you here. Go ahead and give your final word speech as I prepare your message.
I don't really have final words. This is really fun. Yeah. That's it.
Gonna have to give me a little bit more.
I don't know. Yeah. I was gonna follow you on Twitter, Captain Jack, but you don't have your Twitter connected to your account, so I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
do
bad
that
like
anymore.
that. It's the
Yeah,
same thing as
so-
my name, just an underscore between the captain and Jack. So, yeah, some weirdo stole it and they got banned, so I don't get to have that one. But
Unlucky.
it's okay. Yeah, it happens. But you know what? I've already got it set up. So, Natter, thank you so much for not only being a part of our small little community tournament here, but also being a part of this beat drop. We greatly appreciate it. And, you know, Natter, you are an absolutely well-known coach around the Overwatch community. And I just got to kick you out of the server. Cool.
As you should.
Oh, goodness. All right. And then there were two. Lexi and Nanook. Let us see which one it will be. All right. All right. For the final one, for all the tamales, to be the one to close out the final beat drop of Season 6, here it is. This is an interaction between a hero and another hero. Nice mask. Lexi.
That's it.
Nice mask.
Mercy to Reaper.
Nanook. Nice mask.
That sounds kind of sassy. So I'm gonna go with Sombra. To Roadhog.
Ooh, see, this is a hard one, but I feel like I feel like I have to give it to. Well, you both got part of the answer right, but there's one part that leads to a lot of other heroes, vice the other side. So I think I have to give it to Nanook because it is Roadhog. But the catch is he can say that to any other hero that has a mask on.
Oh.
So it can be Reaper. It could be Sombra in a certain skin. It could be a couple of different heroes that have masks, including another Roadhog. So, Nanook, you will survive, which means Lexi, I have to send you on your way, my dear. So, go ahead, give your final word speech, the final word speech, before I send you on your way.
I get the final words?
The
I
final
word
speech.
words.
Because you're technically the last eliminated of the season. So also a great position to be in, I suppose.
I mean, it's never fun to be eliminated.
That is true. But you made it so far.
I did make it very far. By just staying quiet. That's the best I did do. No, I'm enjoying Trank. Let's keep on trucking, I guess. Do you need more from me?
Yes.
I'm not really
Much
good
more.
at this whole, like, shooting. Like, I'm not really great at this whole just random stuff kind of thing. A lot of people have copy pastas. I just don't because I'm really bad at Twitch streams, I guess. I don't pay attention to copy pasta.
Same.
I'm as bad at Twitch streams as I am at Overwatch.
It's all right, Lexi. I got you.
Okay,
you.
good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Lexi. You tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter. That's where I'm at.
It feels
Enjoy
good.
the song lyric, because that's all I got for you, Lexi. I'm so sorry. But Nanook of Q for Quarantine, you have made it to the end of Server Kick Trivia, and now the floor is yours. You can shout out people, you can BM, you can do whatever it is you want for about 30 seconds or so, because God knows this recording has gone on long enough. And then you get to close out the show with me. So go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, the competitiveness in me is really happy that I stayed this long because I don't like losing.
All right.
And definitely wanted to win a competition, even if it's this or entirety of Trank. But yeah, definitely look out for Q for Quarantine coming into this top 4. I think we have our work cut out for us, but we can definitely do it and beat Joey, and then whoever comes out from the other side. And I don't know what the other guy was talking about. I don't even remember the name of the other support he was talking about, saying he'd be like, what, the Overwatch League? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I don't remember playing him. I don't remember him being tough or anything.
I think it was one of his teammates would basically say they'd give anybody that was on support in Overwatch a run for their money, essentially.
Right. Delusion.
Yeah, something like that.
It gets the best of us.
All right.
Jealousy, the disease. Get well soon.
Can happens. Well, thank you so much, Nanook, and thank you so much to all of our Discord end of season award winners. Thank you so much to everyone that has been featured on the Beat Drop this season. Remember, you can be part of the Beat Drop next season by one of two ways. You can contact me on the Discords and just let me know that you'd like to be part of the interviewing staff here. We are always looking for more people. Please, I need more people with flexible time schedules, please. Because we do try to schedule these out well enough in advance that you will know about when they're available, and it's kind of similar to how we do our casting. It's kind of all sign up ahead of time. So if there's a spot open, you're more than welcome to take it. And, you know, if you'd like to be a team that is featured on the Beat Drop next season, again, reach out to me. I usually do a big thing at the beginning of the season, and I reach out to the coaches and the team captains to let them know that we do this, and they sign up that way. But if you already know you want to be on it next season and you weren't featured this season, you're more than happy to reach out to me, and I'll get you on the list for next season to start off the Beat Drops again. We might be changing some things up because things have been a little weird with the Beat Drops so far, but I think we could figure it out. I think we'll figure out something that works for everybody. So with that being said, thank you all so much for being here and participating in the 6th season of the Tranquility Tournament. It seems like just yesterday we just started, but now we are here at the end. From Nanook, myself, and all of the Tranquility community, thanks for watching the Beat Drop! And we'll see y'all next season.
Let's drop the beat.